Sorry, that was a delayed reaction. All right, well, carry on,
Hello,
Paul.
everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Sin. How are you?
I'm breathing, so that's a plus.
Awesome. Lex, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Went to the movies today. Always fun. Well, not always fun, but today was fun.
Awesome. And Sin, when did you see it?
So I saw it on Thursday preview day. I
Mhm.
was there as quickly as I could be. I would have liked to have done the early access, but I went to go see the Regal Mystery movie instead, and I wish I had just gone to see the early access.
Uh, awesome. Well, I saw it. I saw it on Tuesday with Drunk 3PO.
Oh, so
Uh,
you're still at MegaCon, huh?
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm still in Orlando. So going back next week. It's been a long month, but it's been
It's
fun.
been.
Yeah, it's funny because Ryan's like, because I went out with Ryan tonight. He's like, I just don't know how, it takes someone special who can go to another country for like a whole month. And I said, I'm kind of used to it. So I used to go to Barbados for like 2 months at a time. So
Oh,
it's all
wow.
good. Yeah.
I mean, it also helps that you speak the language, same
Yeah.
language, so you don't you don't have any stress as far as that goes.
Yeah. So Jay texted me and he's like, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, nothing. He's like, well, yeah. Well, it wasn't tonight. It was like early evening because he said, "Let's go see Project Hail Mary" because he has to watch it for his show. So I said, "Yeah, let's go." Because I'll be honest, it wasn't a movie I was really interested in. I'm not a Ryan Gosling fan,
Me either, not too much.
so when he asked me, I was like, "You know what? I'm having fun in Orlando. I'm gonna go watch it." So I went to go watch it, and I was like, I really like this movie. I was actually surprised.
So so last year, maybe I've told you this before, I don't remember, but I have mentioned it before on some streams. Last year I was at San Diego for work
Hmm.
and connected with Audible because I work in audiobooks. And so Audible had this dinner, and we were with Andy Weir, who wrote
Oh,
Project Hail Mary, and Ray Porter, who narrated the audiobook of Project Hail Mary. He was also oh gosh, Dark Side in the Snyder Cut, and he's done
oh.
other things. Yeah. So after I met them, I wasn't going to listen to the book until after I'd seen the movie, but after I met them, I really wanted to hear Ray's performance in the audiobook. So I started listening to it very shortly after San Diego because I wanted a lot of time between listening to it and watching the movie. I didn't want it to be too fresh.
Hmm.
Really enjoyed the book. Highly recommend the audiobook, especially because Ray Porter does such a fantastic job. And I'll be honest, it took a little bit for me to get used to the voice of Rocky
Hmm.
in the movie because I was so used to how Ray had done it in the book. Um, but yeah, I thought that this film personally was a fantastic adaptation uh, of the source material,
Hmm.
and I was very happy with it. It's already on my list of favorites for the year.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because well, Lex, go ahead.
Yeah, haven't heard from you much about it.
So I went to see it today, a couple hours ago.
Very fresh.
I There's a theater near me that has they don't have normal seats. They've got giant couches and beanbags and whatnot. So I like to go and make a little nest and watch films from there. Um, the I did what I normally do, which is went in knowing absolutely nothing. I didn't even know what genre of film it was.
Oh, fantastic.
So
Okay.
I had no. I've heard the only thing I'd heard about the movie was that it was good. I didn't even know Ryan Gosling was in it. So,
Okay.
um, and then I thought it was delightful. Since having watched it, I learned that there was a book. I haven't obviously interacted with it at all. A relatively recent book, I think, like 21 or something. But
A few years back, yeah.
But I found myself genuinely liking it. It's funny without being like Marvel humor obnoxious about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's still exploring some pretty interesting themes, especially like the theme of bravery and getting to see kind of as they progress through the different like flashbacks and everything to kind of explain, so how did he get here? Um,
Exactly.
and each one kind of changes your opinion on his presence there a bit. Um, I definitely liked the character of Rocky. I did not necessarily I was kind of skeptical at first because I was like, "Ooh, like what are we?" I didn't know we were gonna do an alien thing here, but
That was the reveal that they gave away in the trailer.
oh well, I didn't see the trailer. The yeah, and I'm sure we'll get into it a lot more. Someone in
I'm
your chat.
sorry, Enigma. It kept getting changed, and so then I just adjusted it.
It was my fault.
Okay, I wasn't going to blame you, Cole, but you
No,
outed yourself.
it's okay. Um, Enigma, listen, because this is my last week in Orlando. I was out with RK Outpost, so because it's my last weekend, so I kind of changed the time because I know it was for 8, and then I said, okay, let's do it at 10. I got back early. Let's do it at 9:30, and then I think we did it like 9:36. So it
Yeah,
was
well, that
my
was tech
fault.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just seeing some last few people because I've been here for a month. So yeah, so just put the blame on me. All good. I guess for me, this movie was, as I said, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Um, and interesting enough, I think it was Tuesday that the Critical Drinker had
Andy Weir.
Weir on his show.
That was a
So,
fantastic interview.
well, I didn't watch it because I didn't
Uh,
know.
they had spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
when I said, okay, I better, because I was ready to watch it, and I literally just said, okay, I'm not watching it because I'm gonna go watch the movie now,
Smart.
because Drunk 3PO messaged me and he says, okay, we're gonna go see. I think we saw a 6:40 showing because he said um, everything after 7 was completely sold out.
Wow.
So because we watched you watch at Universal City Walk,
Yeah.
so getting there and just watching this movie, and then of course the flashbacks, and I actually had a good time, and I actually laughed because there were so many different parts in this movie where I I laughed out loud because and I got to say Rocky was my
Mm-hmm.
favorite, and I remember saying to Jay, I was like, listen, I would rather have Rocky than Goju from Mandalorian because
Yeah.
this character was just so much fun,
Yeah.
and you know there were some sad parts, but I really for because I love science fiction, and this movie just grabbed me where I was like, okay, it had the science fiction in it, it had everything that I wanted in a sci-fi movie. You know, the technical aspects of it, the sacrifice, the human drama. You know, it's a comedy, but two different beings having to work on a process of saving basically their world and the universe. So that's
Yeah.
when I really enjoyed it.
It's rare that I find a movie that will make me audibly chuckle, and this one I genuinely did. There are certain like little recurring jokes that I found also quite endearing, like the inversion of like the thumbs down meaning good,
Yeah.
and the and Rocky getting confused on word order, so saying things like fist my bump instead of fist bump.
Fist bump. Yeah.
And it's just like but it's fun.
So the thing that I liked about the humor, and I did like that it wasn't goofy. I have seen a fellow YouTube reviewer or critic on here that kind of complained about like the movie, but thought the humor was misplaced. I disagree because I felt that it was kind of subtle,
Mhm.
but enough to make you notice and kind of chuckle. And I thought it was a good tension breaker because for me, movies that take place in space, like a human going up into space, I automatically get tense because I'm like, oh gosh, what's going to go wrong? Everything's going to go wrong and he's going to get sucked out and he's going to die. You know what I mean? Like I think of all these
Mhm.
awful things that can happen. So those moments of brief levity, I thought were great tension breakers. And I also just love the relationship between them. And it's very much like that in the book. That is the heart of the book, is the relationship between Rocky and Grace. And I thought it was just done so beautifully. And the way Rocky is portrayed in here is very, very much like how I sort of kind of pictured him in my mind. I wasn't quite sure what picture I had in my mind, but when I saw him, I was like, yes, that's him.
Mhm.
That's it. That's the way he's supposed to. And for a creature or character that had no face, the expression, the emotion that he was able to just give off through his mannerisms, I thought it was just so fantastically done.
No face and also a synthetic voice.
That's
Mhm.
true. Synthetic voice, yes. Who was voiced by? That's the synthetic voice is one that took me a little bit to get used to. That was actually done by the puppeteer. The puppeteer of Rocky is the guy who provided the voice. And they added interesting little things in there, like when he would ask. I think it was when he would ask a question, Rocky would pound the floor twice.
Mhm.
And that was, I think that was something that the puppeteer came up with because that wasn't in the book. But he would say in the book, he would say physically, he would say question,
Hmm.
and then sometimes he would say statement.
Yes. So if I was looking for something that I didn't like or that I thought was confusing, I will say, and this happens in a lot of space films, the constant camera moving and rotating, I always find a little discomforting. Like it's very applicable because you're in space and zero gravity and all that. But and
Hmm.
that's one of the ways that they visually try to show that pretty often in a lot of films. But I always find it ever so slightly unsettling in a am I getting seasick kind of sort of way.
Right, right, like a
Um,
motion sickness almost. Yeah.
and there was one thing as I was driving home that I could not remember if they actually ever explained.
Okay.
And I don't know how spoilery you want to be on your review, but I did not remember and still cannot remember if it ever explained what happened to the other people on his
Okay.
ship.
Okay. So here's the thing, and I also want to address something that someone said. The Wayfarer said, Wayfarer 79 said they skipped a lot of technical stuff. Yes, they did. And one of the things that they also skipped was number one, explaining how he survived the so in the book, and I'm gonna go spoilery, but you know, this is a discussion about Project Hail Mary, and I never indicated it would be spoiler free, so I'm personally fine with spoilers.
If you don't want spoilers, pause now and come back and watch it
Yeah,
later.
or just mute us. Just mute us, but keep the stream on. So in the book, um, the reason that he was chosen, one of the reasons he was chosen, in addition to the fact that he had all of this knowledge, because he'd been involved in pretty much everything from almost the start, they had discovered that there were only people with a certain gene could survive long-term comas. And he was one of them. I don't think he didn't know that until they said that. I think he didn't know that until they said he was going to have to go on the mission. And so somehow his fellow crewmates just didn't survive it, even though they had the gene too. Now, I heard one reviewer saying that their life systems failed, but in the book, that's not really described that way. They just didn't survive it because it was a very long-term coma that they were in, and he did. And in the book, they do explain how he stayed so muscular. despite being in a coma, like the computer or the machine would do stuff to exercise his muscles while he was in the coma. So, yes, that was left out. And another thing that was left out, Enigma mentioned about the exotic eating habits. It's not left out. What it is it's changed. In the book, Grace wants to see how Rocky eats, or they both kind of want to see how each other eat because they're curious, they're scientists. And Rocky is embarrassed because he says it's kind of gross, you probably think it's gross. And so Grace is like, no, I want to watch. And he described it and it was really nasty. But in the movie, they made it seem like Rocky thought it was beautiful. The way I eat is beautiful.
That's the switch.
That's definitely a switch. And that's done for humor, I think. There were some very slight changes to certain interactions that were done for humor. They don't really change the overall story or anything. So yeah, there's some tweaks. They don't show a lot of stuff, like all of the things that they had to try to do to fix the situation before they were able to send people up in space. And one was to nuke Antarctica to create like global warming, to help the Earth be warmer. Like so there was all this other stuff that happened. Obviously, that's the way it is typically. Books go into a lot more detail.
So interesting enough, I was actually today, I was watching a bit of EFAP with Mahler, Fringy, Little Platoon, and I can't remember who else was on, but Little Platoon was basically telling the story from the book and then going to the movie. But one of the things he mentioned was the reason why, because you figured, why would they take him on a fighter jet? And the aspect is to see if he can handle the negative G's. So that was when you first see him put him on the F-18 to take him to the carrier, because they were looking to see if his body can handle the G forces. So that's what Little Platoon mentioned. That was a part in the book.
I don't remember that specifically being mentioned. The one thing I do remember about the fighter jet was that they gave him pills to knock him out, so he slept the whole time. If they mentioned that might have just been one of those things that, because it's been so long since I've listened to the book. Well, not a huge amount of time, but I do remember a lot of stuff. So nothing in this movie was a surprise to me as far as things that were faithful to the book.
Now I did laugh though when he got off the plane and he grabbed the pylon to throw up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the cone.
Yeah. Like that's the kind of humor that I thought was really funny. I liked it. It was relatable.
It was very funny. I don't know if either of you noticed the little Easter egg when they were trying to communicate with each other.
You talking about the I think it was Enigma that noticed it, the Close Encounters tune. Yeah. So I didn't pick up on that because it's been so long since I've seen Close Encounters, but that's cute. That's funny.
Yeah, because I immediately turned to Jay, Drunk 3PO, and I say, hey, that's from Close Encounters. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, it is. So
now, do you really think there's any chance I've seen that?
No.
What's that?
You're correct. I said, I was asking, do you think there's any chance I've seen that? And then,
of course not. Of course not. I thought you said he at first. So I was like, wait, what? No, of course you haven't, because you haven't seen like almost everything.
Correct.
So we have to
I would not have recognized that tune, melody.
Little things like that are really nice touches. I don't think that is mentioned in the book as far as him playing the Close Encounters theme. I don't remember that.
So Lex, Sin, we got to add that to the list for Lex to watch.
So many. I'm going to run off to the Critic List group right now and mention it.
Yeah. And I actually gave it 100. I actually gave it 100% on Critic List.
Oh wow. I gave it a 95, and it's very possible I'll end up bumping it up to 100. I do that sometimes. Adjust my score when I've had time to think about it.
Well, when I get back, my plan is to watch it again. So, because the one thing I regret, and I don't know how people feel, I like Interstellar, but I never saw Interstellar on the big screen until the 10th anniversary. I think it came back to IMAX like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I
So
remember it coming back.
I I found Project Hail Mary almost in the same space. You know, um, uh, I find it in the same area as 2001, 2010, and Interstellar. Like just those types of movies. I really enjoyed it,
I have
but I
seen
think
people
I enjoyed
comparing
this
it to.
more.
Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead.
I was going
Uh,
to say I have seen people comparing it to Interstellar. I like this more than Interstellar,
I'm
personally.
laughing because Ryan's in your chat, Cole, complimenting your shirt and hat. And I did have the thought earlier. You went and hung out with Ryan wearing a shirt and hat with his name on it. That is funny to
Oh,
me.
is that? Oh, that's Ryan's. Is that Ryan's
What?
shirt?
Yeah, that's his branding.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there just going, you went
was
out,
like,
you were hanging out in public with repping the guy you're standing next to. That's funny to me.
Well,
I saw
well,
Ryan's comment, but I was like, but I didn't like, my brain didn't read that it was Ryan, and I just like, oh, nice hat and shirt, and I was like, oh, okay, but I didn't recognize that was his branding.
well, the first thing he said to me, he goes, "Look at this guy repping the merch." I
There
said,
you
"Hey,
go.
for my brother, no problem,
So,
no
well,
problem."
you're lucky you were able to go watch it with Drunk 3PO. That sounds like you had a really fun time. I usually go watch movies by myself. Um, I would love to. I want to go see it again, and I want to try to drag my son to it
Hmm.
because I can't think of anybody else that will go with me. But yeah, it was definitely fantastic viewing experience, and I'm so glad it did as well as it did, and I hope it can make a profit. But you guys, the budget on this thing was pretty doggone big.
Well, and I'll tell you, speaking to Ryan about it, because they were talking about it on FNT. Ryan, because he just said this thing should have legs to, to surpass some numbers.
Hope.
So I think it will. Now, I did, because I did say to him, well, because the Super Mario movie comes out next week,
Oh,
but
okay.
then that's going to be for families and stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's different
it's
audience.
going to be, yeah, it's going to be a different audience. So
Yeah.
There were a bunch of like teenage people in my audience, which I thought was interesting. I don't really have any big insight into that. That's just who I happen to see. Oftentimes when I go to the theater, I always try to pick it at some random time, so there'll be less people. But I expect. Well, I'll put it this way: I don't hear much about movies in general, despite the sphere I live in, and I've only heard good things about this movie. People are only saying positive things about it, and I think that's
Yeah.
worth a lot. Right there, just positive word of mouth. I mean, even several of my relatives who are themselves not the movie-going type actually had already gone to see it. I learned today because I was sitting at
That's so funny. So this
a
has
group of
broad
like
appeal.
17 of us got together today for lunch, and it turns out like half of them had actually already gone to see it. So I
Wow.
was like, wow, what's wrong with you people?
yeah, well, no, go ahead, Sin.
I was just going to ask, was your theater full, Lex, or pretty
No,
crowded?
but that
Oh,
theater
what
is
time did?
rarely. It was like 2 o'clock in
Okay.
the afternoon.
Okay.
So it was
Okay.
normal movie time. To me anyway. But that particular theater doesn't usually have like sold out spots.
Okay.
I maybe during another lull in the conversation, I'll go or rather, while you people are talking, I'll go and look up, see what the tickets look like right now around my area to see how well it's selling. But I imagine.
Yeah, I haven't seen like the latest updated numbers I saw were from a few days ago because sometimes it takes them a bit. I'm really curious to see how well it held this weekend. I mean, I think it I think it will have legs. I just wonder, will it have legs enough to get it past the like the break even point or something like that? Because that would really suck if this film doesn't turn a profit. And I get why it's so expensive. Something else that's super impressive to me is that they didn't film this on green screen, which I thought was really cool. You know, they kind of went back to more practical effects approach. Yeah, there's some CGI stuff in here, but there's a lot of like that whole set, the spaceship was an actual thing that they built. I thought that was really
Well, that's
great.
probably why it looked pretty good because
Mhm.
I thought it looked fantastic and didn't look
Yeah.
fake. So
Yeah, it
turns
looked
out
really
it
good.
wasn't fake.
It was beautiful. Sorry, Cole, you were getting ready to say something
Well,
earlier.
I was just gonna say, like I'm just looking up here. So far, it's earned about 140 because it came out when last week.
Ooh. Okay, wait. When you say 140, are you meaning worldwide?
It's just saying 100. Well, it's saying
Okay.
140.9 million globally in its debut.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's its
that
debut.
right.
So,
So, okay, so right now I only have up to Friday.
mhm.
That's going to obviously change. It's got 223
Okay.
worldwide.
Okay,
So,
so I think the numbers will do very well because what I was going to say was like as I mentioned, this was a movie I had no interest in seeing. As I mentioned, I'm not a big. I don't know enough about Ryan Gosling. Like I didn't even see Fall Guy. I didn't see Barbie. So
I didn't see Barbie either, but Fall Guy's fun.
so now, and I was a fan of the Fall Guy TV show. So now,
Okay.
after watching this movie and seeing his humor and how he is, now I got to go watch. I might even watch Fall Guy tomorrow now because
Oh,
now
nice.
I'm interested because I really liked his character. I really liked his acting. I liked his character. I liked his just his bits of just doing whatever, like even doing the dancing or whatever. You know, I enjoyed this movie because, as I mentioned, I had a good laugh at a lot in this movie, and like I said, I was interested in the science fiction in this movie as well.
Yeah, and it was very interesting the different things that Andy Weir came up with, like the whole idea of astrophage and all of that. And what was the other thing he called? Oh, what was the stuff that they discovered on that planet?
Oh, it was the bacteria.
Right, but what was he? What did he call
Yeah,
it?
I can't remember what the name
Started
was.
with a T, I thought.
Well, the planet's name was something like
It wasn't
I'm
a
not-
plant. It was just something that was like in the atmosphere that was killing off the astrophage. And shoot, that's gonna bug me. But speaking of Gosling, Cole, uh, there's a movie he's in with Russell Crowe called The
Oh,
Nice Guys or The Good Guys or something like that.
yes. Okay, I heard of that. Never seen it.
Okay. Okay. No, it's not. It wasn't called Predator. It was. He gave it a name. He gave it a name like he gave astrophage a name.
Mhm.
Shoot. No, I haven't seen Barbie. I have zero desire to see Barbie. Enigma, absolutely none. I did hear he performed well. It has actually taken a bit for me to warm to Ryan Gosling because, you know, years ago he was like this heartthrob figure, and I was always like scratching my head at that because why? I just didn't see it, y'all. Just didn't see it. But never disliked him. Just never like he just didn't appeal to me at all. Like
Right.
at all. It's just like, no, no, it's not working, not working. But he is a good actor, and I did really like him in this movie, and in Fall Guy, and in the movie with Russell Crowe.
Well, and as I said, like, you know, for me to enjoy this movie and to compliment it, even to give it 100%, is it was his acting ability. So I was like, okay, maybe I should have been watching more stuff with him in it because um, I enjoyed it. But not only him though, but I enjoyed Rocky. I enjoyed the story. I even liked the guy Carl. Like,
Oh,
um,
Carl was funny.
yeah, like
Yes, Talmiba.
okay.
That's the one. Tau or Tal with an L. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, Carl was just, you know, just his mannerisms. You know,
Yeah.
he was very funny. When they go to Home Depot or
Oh yeah.
whatever, and they're just like throwing in all the duct tape, and they're bowling with the duct tape, and like, you know, who, how are you charging this? It's like the government. Which
Yeah,
government? We're the
all of them.
government.
Yeah,
All
all
of
of
them.
them.
So just stuff like that, and then of course, and it's almost like I like the scientific parts of it too. What they were doing, it's almost like, you know, watching. You want a Batman movie where he's doing his detective stuff, and then for his character, he's actually doing the scientific experiments. Those are the things I want to see. These are the things that I want, and that's what I really enjoyed.
Yes, he's trying to figure all of this stuff out. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is a big portion of the book as well, because as you see, it takes a while to figure out um how they can reproduce, and then how and why in the world is it that this one star, Talseti, isn't dying like the others. And so yeah, it is kind of like a little bit of an investigation story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
so yeah,
I
the high
got I
space.
one of the things I laughed at is like, because when he was like scared when he was leaving school, and he tells that kid stop running, and the kid's like, no, I'm not running. Just just stuff, just those little quirks were it was just fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, just his mannerisms, his humor. Oh,
Yeah.
Sandra Hüller, I think that's her name. Sandra or Sandra. She was fantastic
Oh yeah, she was
as
great.
that character. She embodied that character very, very well, because that's kind of exactly how I pictured her in
Mhm.
my mind when I was listening to the book before I even knew who had been cast.
Yeah, she was very stern, and she was. It wasn't like she was like cold, but she had a job to do.
She's going to
Uh,
do it.
yeah,
Yep.
and then it kind of, when she went and did the karaoke, I was like, oh, okay, she has a heart, you know.
Yeah, she didn't do that in the book. So I think they did a better job at or demonstrating that
Hmm.
this stuff does weigh heavily on her. But she's just very good at shielding that, because she knows that the entire fate of humanity is at stake, and she cannot allow her emotions to get the better of her. Something that I did appreciate that they show in the movie that they do not show the same way in the book. So in the book, Grace does eventually figure out that Earth has gotten the information,
Hmm.
because the sun is getting better. In the movie, they actually show that she has received it. You see her seeing his recorded messages and stuff, so you
Hmm.
know, oh, okay, they're good. They're gonna figure it out. They'll be fine. So I did like that they tweaked that and showed us that.
So I'll just let Lex, if he has anything he wants to throw in.
Yeah, the government lady. I can't remember her name, to be honest with you. But
I forgot her
she
name too.
very much, like, I thought she was very well portrayed as being not cruel, but very driven
Mm-hmm.
and like zealously focused. And I mean, it makes sense. You know why she's got to be focused on what she's doing. Um, I thought that was well done. I really think seeing the way that the film portrays him kind of growing as a person and developing that bravery was well done as well.
Yep. And that was very accurate to the book, because you don't find out until, closer to the end of the story, that he was forced to go and he didn't want to, and he tried to get away. I thought it was kind of funny how they showed him trying to get away.
Well, you just imagine his process of waking up on this spaceship, and he finds out that two of his colleagues have passed, and it's like, what's he? And then he's looking outside this window, and it's like he's in deep space, and he's just like, what are your process? What are you gonna do? you
Yeah.
know. But then, of course, it's in that balance of remembering, you know. And I thought they did the flashbacks very well, because not every movie, when they do a flashbacks, it makes sense. But this one, I think they did it in a way where I was I was more intrigued when of the story, but I felt that the flashbacks helped me understand more of this movie and where they were going and what they were doing. I thought they did a terrific job.
Yeah. That's very much how it was in the book as well. You would have story and then flashback, story and flashback. And it was timed perfectly to
Yes.
what was going on, because as the story is progressing, I've I've called I've called it like peeling back the layers of an onion. You're seeing more and more of what's at the heart of all of this. Like, you start off not really fully knowing how he got onto that ship, and the fact that no, he wasn't brave. He
Hmm.
was forced onto it. But by the time he comes to that realization, he has already done a lot of brave things. And of course, the ultimate in bravery was the sacrifice that he made at the end to go save Rocky instead of returning home. And yeah, that's definitely pieced together extremely well.
Yeah, and that was kind of I yeah, it kind of got to me when, you know, when Grace is knocked out and Rocky is in his basically in his protective glass, and you know, he breaks out to save him, you
Hmm.
know. And you look about, you know, friendship, and he wants to save him. And then, of course, when Grace wakes up, he follows that blood, basically follows the blood trail.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it took a back to me. So it was
Yep.
sad.
Now, there was one other thing that confused me was that it is unclear to me how long he was asleep to get there. How long was he in that coma? Because at one point I thought they made some comment about it being like 13 years or something, but then it said that in order to the travel time to get back home would be like 6 years or something. And I was like, what? That was a
Gosh,
little
I
contradictory to me.
honestly can't remember how many years it
I thought it was I
took.
thought for Rocky, he said,
He was there 40 something years, I
yeah,
thought.
but for Rocky, if he gave him gave Grace more fuel, he would be delayed 6 years.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
He did say that
yeah,
for him to get home would take. Right. All right. Too generic. I thought for Grace it would take that he had been in a coma for 13 years, and that it said it would be like a 6-year journey home for him. Rocky, I know, did say it would delay to give him the fuel would cause him to be delayed 6 years getting back to his
So
planet. It doesn't. The movie didn't tell you that Rocky had been at that star for
I thought
46
it
years.
I
I
thought
don't
it
think the movie
did.
did.
I thought it I thought it somehow, or maybe my brain filled it in because I knew he had already been there for multiple decades. Um, but I thought Grace's return home was going to be like 3 to 4 years. And I thought when he left that he was in the coma for 3 to 4 years or something. I thought, I don't think
well,
it was
10,
13 years that he was in the coma. It might have been that they
okay,
calculated it would be 13 years before he could get there, send the information gets back to him by that
right.
time, or
So
something like that.
Tennessee Sacrifice is saying it was around 13 to 15 years to
Oh,
get
was
there.
it? Okay. I do
And
not remember it
then
being that long.
the Wayfarer is saying he thinks it was 3 years in a coma, 4 years to get back home, because he would have had
The
the extra
astrophage.
fuel. Yeah, the extra
The
astrophase
time
that Rocky
dilation,
gave to him.
too. That's right. There was something about time dilation, and that's explained a little bit more explicitly in the, well, that's explained definitely more explicitly in the book. My brain can't wrap itself around what all of that means, but
Hmm.
yeah, okay. So 4 years for Grace, but 13 years for um Earth.
Right.
Okay. All right. It's coming back to me now. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Wafer saying no, it did not. You are right, Lex. It was also not mentioned that Rocky was uh,
The first crew to explore space.
yeah, first screen. Sorry, I was blocked by something. So yeah. But and then of course I like the I like the fact that it was almost like Rocky was the engineer, and then of course it was Rocky who basically said, we got to come up with a new plan. So I like that aspect of it as well, where Rocky was doing the engineering side of it, where Grace was doing the scientific side of it. So I enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, and it was interesting to find out that for as brilliant as Rocky and his society was, they didn't know some very important stuff, like about radiation, things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, it was
That's
interesting
true.
too because sorry, go ahead, Lex.
Oh no, but like I kind of thought that would make sense because if you met an alien, it would make sense that they would have made some discoveries that you haven't made, but that
Yeah.
you've made some discoveries they haven't made, and so that checked out for me.
Yeah, of course. Like, I didn't find that a problem or contradictory. I just thought that was like it would, like, they were so advanced and they knew so much stuff, but they didn't know this thing that us simple humans have known for, decades and decades. So I just thought that was interesting.
Government lady's name was Ava Strat, by the way.
Ava Strat.
I
Right.
looked it
That's
up because it was
right.
driving me crazy.
Kept forgetting her name too. And I heard it a lot when I listened to the books.
You know what? The one part I liked where you kind of knew it was serious, but in a funny way, is when the damage was happening, and Grace was yelling out shields, shields. It's something like out of Star Trek, because when something's happening, the first thing you do is raise the shields.
Shield.
So
There are no
remind
shields.
me when that moment happened, because I'm drawing a blank.
it was when
Was it in response to the first time Rocky threw something from his ship to the other ship?
Yeah,
and it was
I
like
believe
it
that
could
was
be
the
a
part.
message. It could also be a bomb. And it was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
he was
then he threw
yelling
a-
to the spaceship, right? He was
Yeah.
trying to tell he was trying to get the spaceship commands.
What was the computer's name? It was Mary, right? His
Well, he
robot?
called because the ship was called Hail
the Project
Mary.
Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hail
And-
Mary.
They definitely had Ave Marias scattered throughout the melodies and hymns, the soundtrack. If you were listening, but which of course I would pick up on. But that scene I think is when he's trying to Rocky's throwing stuff from his ship at
Yeah.
the Hail Mary, and he's like, shields. There are no shields on this
Yeah.
vessel.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he's throwing this. They throw a second. It's like, why is the second one so much slower? And then he's like, he thinks I'm dumb. They think I'm slow.
Yeah. That's kind of what happened in the book. That it was sent the second time much more slowly.
So that was that. I found that part funny because that's something you're gonna hear in Star Trek where, they're gonna yell out shield. So he must have thought something terrible was going to happen by him saying that, like shield, and they're like, there are no shields. So
Yeah, because not a
And-
fighter
yeah.
jet or anything.
and like I said, those humorous spots that they were kept throwing in, I just really enjoyed.
When he first notices, or when he gets close to Rocky's ship, if I remember correctly, in the book, he didn't have the reaction that he had in the movie. Where he kind of gets close and he's like, "Yeah, nope, I'm out of here," and he tries to get away, but then the ship follows him. I think in the book he was more curious, and yeah, he was scared, but he didn't try to get away. But they were moving together. Like, he would move, he
Yeah.
was moving to see if it would match him, or he would move and then Rocky's ship would move, and then he realized
Yeah.
that Rocky's ship was copying his
Yeah.
movements, and so they did capture that in the movie, but he wasn't like as he wasn't like I'm out of here type of thing that they showed in the film. It was a little
Yeah.
different in the book.
Yeah. No. And then of course, just you know, just and this is where I kept saying how I'd rather have Rocky than Grogu because you have someone that can actually talk now, like he's actually speaking, and I get he's speaking in a way, and I like the way he would speak and say question.
Yeah,
I I
yeah.
I like that. I thought that was brilliant. I just the way how everything just broke down was just like, and this is why I've been avoiding movies, avoiding the theater, because there's nothing I want to see. But when you got something like this where it actually just pulls you in, I'm just like, this is what I wanted. I'm easily going to watch this movie again because I want to, because this is something that I liked. This is something that I enjoy. And this is something that not only goes to the heart, but it actually emphasizes friendship, loyalty, those things in such a short term. Because who knows what somebody would have said, I want to go back to Earth, but you have Grace caring so much about Rocky, forget Earth, I'm going to save him.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that was
I
sorry, go
think there
ahead,
was a
Lex.
lot of potential with a movie like this to talk about the characterization of Rocky here. I think there's a lot of potential to turn Rocky into like just a pet or like almost like a dog type of character, and it doesn't exactly. They definitely work together more as like co-workers or equals than as just like, I'm the human and look at this weird animal thing, which I appreciated that actually. And I think that's one of the things that you run into with the Grogu character. Admittedly, I have not watched most of The Mandalorian because I have no interest in it, but a character, from what I can tell, is just like, oh, look at the thing. It's cute.
Yeah, so
Anything
cute.
else?
Little
No,
baby
that's it.
Yoda. Yeah. I have seen comparisons between the two.
just a quick question here from the Wayfarer. Will Ryland Grace be treated as a hero who have saved the planet? What kind of acolyte will he get from
If he decides to
if he
return home.
decides to return home?
I mean, I think he would be. I would hope that he would be, but I don't I would hope that he would be. Surely the world would know about the three people that were sent up,
Mm-hmm.
and that he was the one that found this out and sent this information back, you would think. But by the time he gets back home, if he ever decides to go back home, all those years that would have passed, and maybe a lot of people would have forgotten, because you know how people tend to forget.
But remember too, um, towards the end, you had Rocky saying that their scientist has repaired
Mm-hmm.
Grayland's ship.
Yep.
So they're and like I said, he when they were together, he was doing the engineering side. So it shows how intelligent those creatures are. Where where Raylan or was doing the scientific method, but he was doing the engineering, and the engineering side is a lot more complex than the scientific side because he was the one who has to figure out how they're gonna pick up the I get the bacteria off the planet and stuff like that, because he was the one who said your plan stinks, my plan will be better.
Yeah. Well, in the book, I don't remember if he's told that his ship was repaired, but that they were going to work on it, and it seemed to indicate that yeah, he would probably have the potential to go home later, if he wanted to. So that door is kind of open, but in the book, it I can't remember how old he was at the end when you see that he's living on this planet and he's teaching the little babies, little kids. Um,
Mhm.
but he's the where he's staying, even though they've built this containment center for him or this place, where he can live safely, the gravity of the earth is really pulling on him, and so he's like a 50-year-old or older because it's just like it's aging his body because there's
Mhm.
all this weight on him. They don't really talk about that or display that in the book. They also, I mean, in the movie, they also did not say that Rocky was like, I can't remember what it was about Rocky or his atmosphere that's like ammonia. So it's very toxic to him. That's why, and it was true that it was the atmospheres that they couldn't share, but it was also his atmosphere was like for Rocky. I can't remember what it was about our atmosphere that was bad for him, but I do remember that for Ryland, uh, Rocky's atmosphere was ammonia, and so there's just
Mm.
no. He just couldn't. They couldn't like ever physically be around each other or something like that. And when Rocky saved him, I thought Ryland had a bunch of like burns and stuff on him when he woke up because he
Uh,
touched him
yeah, in
in the book.
the Wayfarer is saying in the book's epilogue, Grace was an old man with a cane.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I pulled up like some. Though I pulled up the Wikipedia on the book, and it says that that was 16 years later, after all the other time jumps and everything. So
So he's been on there but and in the movie it seems like it's just been a short amount of time. So yeah, there's
Mhm.
stuff that they have adjusted for the film.
although even in the film, for them to have had enough time to build all of the stuff that they have built, like for his simulation, like that had to be that would take a little bit of time.
Yeah, for sure. I did see something Tennessee sacrifice about the that a door was left open for a potential sequel. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I
I don't want a sequel.
I know I was getting ready to say the same thing. Like I feel like this was such a perfect ending, and honestly, he didn't have anybody back on Earth. Like he didn't really. I don't even know if he had family left, and I'm also drawing on my memory of the book, and he wasn't in a relationship. He didn't have kids, and
That's
Rocky
kind of the
was.
point that
Yeah,
Ava makes is like,
right.
why are they sending
Yep.
him? You don't, she even makes a comment, you don't even have a dog. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like, you have nobody, there's nobody like depending on you. You don't even have
Exactly.
pets depending
Yeah.
on you.
And I think he felt fulfilled where he
Yeah.
ended up because he's back teaching, which is what he loved to do.
It's funny because I even said to when I was on Jay's chat the other day talking, I something about this movie gave me the vibe off of 2000 of Star Trek the motion picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of they find you know this this robotic probe that comes to Earth looking for the creator. It just gave me a little bit about that. But you look at like Interstellar. The only reason why I'd want a sequel to that, because I want to know where Matthew McConaughey's character goes if he actually meets up with Anne Hathaway's character who is stuck on that planet. But for this movie, I don't want a sequel because I think a sequel would just ruin this vibe of
And what would it be? Like, really? Would it be
yeah,
about his return home? Well, then that means Rocky wouldn't be around because Rocky can't come.
yeah.
So the heart of this story is the relationship between Grace and Rocky.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I mean, the problem that you run into, especially trying to make a sequel to something like this, is sequels by nature tend to need to be up the stakes a little bit, and it's kind of one of those when stage one is I've saved planets. I mean, the only way to escalate from there is like I'm saving the entire universe.
The entire universe, yeah.
But also, there's a certain measure of a suspension of disbelief can only go so far. It's like, what are the odds the same person is going to have to save first the planet, then actually multiple planets to be clear, and then the whole universe? And it's like, and the timing, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it would work out well.
No, I agree. I really hope he doesn't touch
I did
it.
like though that
Yeah.
they brought, at least in the movie. I don't know if they did this movie in the book, but they brought the robot from Project Hail Mary into his house for his simulation.
Oh yeah, I don't think they show that in the book. I don't think they talk about that in the book.
But I thought that was
that was
endearing.
funny. Yeah, it was a nice touch. You know, the whatever changes that they made to this film, you know, some of them I'm like, I really wish they had delved a little bit more into this or that or whatever. But I thought that whatever changes they made were completely suitable for the story, and sometimes a little funnier moments here that I thought were really nice.
Can I say I think I missed something and it completely just threw over my head? But him naming his Rocky's mate Adrian.
Yeah.
Because I just saw the
I just
saw the Wayfair push, and I'm just like, oh, I get it.
You just
I'm just now getting that.
Yeah.
You know what? Because even in the movie, I didn't even think about it, but now I'm like, Rocky, Adrian.
Yep.
Okay, that went over my head.
Oh, that's funny. So in the book, obviously, that's pretty clear. And then when I was watching the movie, and they had that moment where he names his wife, at first I blanked out, and I was like, okay, what's the significance of this name? Oh, yes, that's right, because he's named Rocky and Adrian. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
I'm just getting that now. I'm just like, okay, wow.
Aren't you glad we had this stream?
Thank
you, audience.
Yeah, thanks, Wayfair. Yeah. But yeah, just going back, yeah, no sequel. Don't want a sequel.
I wouldn't mind watching.
And I think Ryan Gosling. Yes, me.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's funny because I said in Jay's chat, I am still waiting for that 4-hour Revenge of the Sith cut. So, but yeah, I would definitely watch a 3-hour cut of this. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Maybe they'll do like an extended cut. I would definitely be buying that.
Having now seen the movie, I would watch a longer cut of it. I'm glad it wasn't though, because I probably if it'd been 3.5 hours, I probably would have looked at it and been like, I don't really want to go see a movie that bad.
It might be something that people who have read the book would really like. You know what I mean? Not that you wouldn't. You know, you've seen it, you liked it, you wouldn't mind watching more, but I wish that there's some stuff that they like at the end, as it was getting close to the end, I was like, and I saw we had like 15 minutes to go, or 10 minutes to go, whatever. And I knew there was so much more story that was supposed to happen. First of all, he had to send the little things off to Earth.
Yeah, the probes.
The probes. And then he had to figure out, because in the book you see, and same thing in the movie, the Talmebas get loose on his ship too, and mess up stuff. And then it takes him a bit to realize that the same thing has happened to Rocky's ship, and then the length of time it takes him to go hunt him down. You know, that's all demonstrated, but it's so compressed. It's not compressed to the detriment of the flow, but it was pretty compressed, because I was thinking, wow, are they really going to have time to show all of this stuff and then to show that he's living on the planet now? And I was starting to worry that they were going to change the ending and have him, save Rocky, and then, I don't know, go back. I was just really concerned. Are they going to show him? No, I thought, are they going to show him just he's leaving? They separate. They go back. They go separate ways, and that's the end. And we just assume he's going to head back to Earth. But I was glad to see that they didn't change the ending, but it's very compressed at the end, quite a bit.
Yeah, because I wondered if he was going to make it there on time. That was my one thing, is he going to make it back to save Rocky, and is Rocky going to be alive? Because
And you have that question in the book too.
okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm just like, how is he going to get on board his ship?
Yeah, he goes out there and he bangs on the ship.
Yeah, so
Is what he did.
And everything he did, like even at the one point where they were stuck in they're basically stuck in the atmosphere because the stuff, it starts with the T again.
Talmiba.
It dropped down, and he was kind of stuck because all those shooting meteorites or whatever was hitting the ship, and immediately Rocky's just like, come back, get back in, we'll think of a new plan. That was Rocky's concern over Grace, and I actually really like that scene of Rocky, mentioning that, saying, get back in, we'll think of another plan.
Right,
So
right.
it just shows where the friendship was going. It was growing, every step of the way.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful story. It's not depressing. It's not. There's no stupid agenda messaging in it. There's nothing like that at all. It's just very uplifting, and it's such a sweet relationship that these two characters have with each other, and I thought it was just depicted so well. I mean, like, honestly, heartwarming, you guys, heartwarming. There were a few times I got a little choked up over a rock.
Yeah. So apparently, from what I heard today on EFAP, that Weir, when he was on Drinker's show, basically said he said there's not the message. So
yeah, the way he said. So when he did that, because I did listen to the whole thing in parts. But when he did that, I thought it was hilarious because you know what it told me? It told me that Andy watches Weir's videos. I'm Weir. Listen, Andy watches Andy watches Will's videos.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious when he did the message.
Yes. Well, I haven't seen that video yet, so but talking to the drinker, you got to mention the message. That's
message, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that. I'm definitely gonna watch that video.
It's a good
tomorrow.
one. Now that you've seen it, I think you'll really appreciate listening to the discussion.
Yeah, because I literally started watching it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go watch the movie now. I got to turn it off. So
it was smart. I'm glad you were able to have that experience of not knowing a lot of details.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Not a single one for me. I was talking to one of my friends. I was talking to one of my friends after I watched the movie, and I was telling him about it, that I liked it. Didn't give him any details on it just because he had mentioned that he was thinking of going to see it. But he made it offhand, and he is a total normie when it comes to like films and stuff. Like, he's not
in tune.
Nah, right.
Okay.
And he was just like, after hearing me talk about it and say I liked it and how it was just nice, he was like, it's really refreshing to just have a nice movie for a change. And I was like, even the people who don't care much are fatigued.
Have noticed, yes.
And literally, by the way, literal preacher friend of mine doesn't want to be preached to in his movies, though. Like, that's not what you're going there for.
Yeah. Right. You're going there for a good story. And unfortunately, a lot of movies have turned into just a platform for soapboxing.
Yep.
And
Well,
it's annoying because it detracts. Like I couldn't y'all, I couldn't even enjoy They Will Kill You because of the messaging that I picked up on in that film. And that's been my experience with a lot of different.
haven't seen it.
And of course you haven't.
Actually, that one I don't think I've ever even heard of.
It just came out this past
Well, that doesn't
weekend.
tell me much.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's in theater.
Oh,
for the
watch
most
my
part.
review. Watch my review. That'll be good enough.
I will say, I sitting through the previews, there was nothing else I was especially excited to go see. They played a preview for whatever this new Spider-Man movie is, and I was just like,
Oh,
no.
I mean, I'll probably watch it, but I'm not super excited about it.
I remember
I
looking at it and going, isn't Spider-Man supposed to be like a teenager? And I know Tom Holland looks young, but needs not that young.
He's supposed to be in college now, isn't he? Or so, or in college age at least. In this one,
Maybe.
he starts off in high school in the first one, the first Tom Holland one.
But anyway. And then what else? You know what? I don't even remember what the other previews were because nothing hit me with like, oh, that could be good. It was just.
We had Mando and Grogu.
Oh yeah, they showed that one.
And honestly, I can't remember anything else. I think there was only like, oh geez.
How many pets are you transporting there, Sin?
It's two. It's like a clown car, right?
I was curious to see if there was going to be a third. And
when I had rats one time, we had up to like 10 or 12 rats, and I used to sit with them on the chair. Yeah, that was a lot of pets on my lap. Okay, sorry, tangent. What were you saying?
Oh no, I was just saying like, yeah, there was just the Mando, and that's all I remember. I think because we had a whole bunch of commercials, and then that was it. So there was nothing. There's pretty much nothing I'm interested. Well, no, the only movie I want to see is Mortal Kombat. That's
right. I think they showed that trailer.
Yeah, no, I didn't. We didn't have it because that comes out I think May 8th. So that's the only thing I am looking forward to seeing.
I think Hosatako, I think they played the Dune trailer for before Project Tail. I've seen the Dune trailer. I think they played the Michael Jackson trailer, the Mandalorian, and Grogu.
I did see that trailer.
Yeah, that one's been playing. Oh, Disclosure Day as well. I am looking forward to Disclosure Day.
Never heard of it.
It's a Steven Spielberg movie about aliens.
Oh.
I at least know who Steven Spielberg is.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that one either. So
Disclosure Day?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Cole, that surprises me. Yeah, it looks kind of I'm actually avoiding paying full attention to the trailers. It's got Emily Blunt and Josh.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yes, I do know of it.
Looks, I mean, I'm more excited about that than something like Spider-Man. Like I said, I'll go see Spider-Man, but I'm really not super interested.
Yeah, I'm not interested either. I'm not a fan of. Listen, I like Tobey Maguire. That was pretty much it for when it comes to Spider-Man. So, I wanted to ask you, Sin and Lex, what? So I gave it 100% on critic list, and I think Sin, you said what? You gave it a 90.
95.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might bump it up. I did the same thing with K-pop Demon Hunters. I think I started off at a 90, and then I think I bumped it up to 100. So it's very possible that this will go up as well. I really want to see it again before it leaves theaters.
Lex, I guess Lex, I know you just saw the movie today, so.
I did just see it. What was the question?
Oh, did you No, did you do a critic list review?
Oh no, I have not. On a scale from 0 to 100, I would probably put it somewhere at or above 90, just because definitely an A rank for me. I wouldn't necessarily say it's perfect, but again, the only complaints I had were like little details and things I either missed when I watched it, or that it just didn't explain as well as I would have liked. Like I said, I still don't know if the movie actually explained what happened to the other scientists on the ship. I
I don't
believe
remember if they tell you that, honestly. I don't recall.
I believe. Well, I mean, I know the book does because I read that,
Yeah,
but it doesn't.
the book does, yeah, but I don't remember if, like I said, a reviewer said that their life support systems failed, but I don't remember that actually being explained in the movie.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but on the whole, and with a movie like this, I appreciated that it did not try to get too bogged down in explaining all the science and everything, because I think that would have it's difficult to make that entertaining. But they also, it wasn't just like magic or anything either. So there was still some, like, I thought it was believable, like what they were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Without me feeling like I need to understand exactly how it all works.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought it did a great job in identifying and basically putting, how can I say, just putting together everything with the scientific method, because those are the things I want. Those are the things I look for in a sci-fi movie. When I watch a sci-fi movie, and this is what Star Trek was always good about, is putting the science in the fiction. So these are the things I enjoyed.
And they also did a good job too of making it accessible for people that aren't super sciency, so that you could understand what they were actually talking about. The book goes a little bit more heavily into the science aspect of it, but I could still understand most of what was being talked about.
I see Enigma talking about the watching you sleep line. I thought that was really well done, because it started out as kind of like a joke, but then it turned into this recurring, like, actually emotionally poignant, like, thing. Because the joke the first time around, but then you get to have a payoff later of the I'll watch you sleep, but you have to wake up line after Rocky saves him. So I thought that was great.
What was that a reference to, though?
What do you mean?
Wait, what were you saying? I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat. I was writing something to Malty, and then you were
Dangerous.
saying something. I know, right?
That guy says some wild things. Sometimes about me.
A lot of times about you.
What I was saying is, something I did deeply enjoy was about some of the humor, was that even the humor could get turned into something more meaningful. An example would be Enigma had brought up the watching someone sleep line.
Oh, yeah.
But that turned into like something they could reference later and it was actually like really meaningful. It's like, I'll watch you sleep, but you have to wake up.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Yeah. So that was sweet.
And that was, to the point is, Rocky's shipmates didn't wake up.
Right. Yeah.
So,
but they also but also the fact that his species, they have to watch each other sleep anyway, because they're totally defenseless when they're asleep. And then, of course, the added meaning to what had happened to his shipmates. They never woke up either. There's so many wonderful moments in here.
Oh yeah, there's so many, and that was my reasoning, where I said, you know what, 100% on critic list, easy for this movie. And I was
I know.
just seeing.
I have a psychological barrier to giving any movie 100 unless I think it's genuinely perfect.
Well, 90 something is still pretty doggone good, Lex. Go ahead and put your rating on there.
Giving it an A is pretty good.
But I'm totally agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing at all. I was like 90% is pretty good because you gave it that range. I was like, go ahead and put your review on there. Let your voice be heard on Criticless.
I just wanted to say what's up to Mo Zamboni in the chat because he actually did a review right when he left the theater when he saw it. So I was with him. I was on the chat with him. I think it was on Thursday as well, talking about this, and he really enjoyed it too. So this is one of those movies where you just have to say it's like it's done right. It's done perfect. It's just because I don't see any other movie out there that can come close to this from the writing aspect of it. There's nothing DEI or woke about it. It's just a great fleshed out sci-fi movie that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, and feel good, great messaging.
Yeah.
And highly rewatchable, and not counting the flashbacks, it's largely a one location film.
Yeah.
And Ryan Gosling is spending most of the time interacting with a puppet.
Yeah.
And he really carries that off very well.
Oh, definitely.
That was one thing I did think about also afterwards, was how impressed I was that for what is essentially a one-man show, that it was able to hold up so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't think about it that way. A one-man show. Yeah.
Yeah, because he carries the ball. I mean, most of it is on him because he's mostly in that spaceship by himself or interacting with Rocky. The Wayfarer, I believe Drew Goddard also did the screenplay for The Martian, did he not? And that was, well, I haven't read The Martian, so I cannot compare, but I have heard that it's a good adaptation of the book. Yeah, it definitely did. Malty captured the spirit absolutely. Like I was not upset at really anything from what I saw.
Okay, so I understand what Jose Taco's saying. If they did do a sequel, that I'd love to see them save the other stars that couldn't save their sons. You know what? That's not a bad idea. If they have to help the other planets out there.
Yeah, the trick though is one of the emotional investments is in the way the story is now is it's Earth that's at risk. I'm deeply invested in Earth being saved because I kind of all my stuff's there, and but after that it's like just for your characters there's a personal stake of if they're out there doing that, putting themselves at risk. But there's that sense of they've already accomplished their primary mission, and so these bonus deeply it's life-saving to everybody else, but I've not invested in everybody else.
Yeah.
And they would have to then explain what purpose saving all these other stars has, because I don't get the indication or hint even that any other that either Rocky's species or humans have ever encountered any other aliens before. That's the first time either of them have encountered another foreign life. It would be like, so how are you going to introduce all these other alien types?
Yeah.
Why?
It'd be a rehash of the same sort of thing, figuring out how to communicate and what is the emotional connection anyway? Like what's drawing us to this story? What would be the hook?
Right.
I don't know.
I think the only hook would be, do you get to see another film of Rocky
with Ryan and Rocky going off on an adventure?
And even then, you run into the age problem of now Rocky is 100 something years old because been coupled for like 140 years or something.
Yeah, about there.
And I was like, obviously that species is going to age a lot slower, but
Yeah.
Ryan's not, and it takes a long time to travel. So
Yeah, I just honestly, as much as I loved these characters, I honestly don't know. I just don't see how a sequel. And I know Andy Weir. I've seen someone mention that he's not just going to pump out a sequel just for the sake of it. He's not going to sacrifice story for a sequel because he is a very good writer. And I kind of hope that. I mean, if he puts one out, I'll definitely listen to it because I know he's a good writer. But I don't have confidence that it will be that same spark or have that same spark that the book did, or the first book or the first movie or whatever. So I don't know.
Listen, I love I love Top Gun Maverick, but there are still elements in the first one there's still elements that the second movie did not live up to. Come when it comes to the first Top Gun. So
I had the totally opposite experience. To me, Maverick is like so far up above the first Top
I feel like we
Gun.
had this conversation.
I think we did.
Yeah,
I
think
we did. And I don't know if they make another Top Gun, is it going to be able to even surpass what Maverick did? Which
No, please don't.
I know. Well, they've been talking about it, so no.
Again, for me, it's a stakes issue of how many times do you have to have the same person save the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. I wish they would just. Sometimes they just don't know when to stop. But we'll see.
Yeah, well,
what happens.
they never learn.
No, they feel like it's going to bring the money in, but the problem is a lot of times sequels just don't work, and then what they end up doing is tarnishing your memory of what came before it. So whenever you watch what's really good, all you can think about are these other things that came after that were terrible.
Yeah, because didn't Maverick had to pay basically for all the movies that failed? For all the money they made, they had to help pay out some of the bad movies that they put out.
You mean like how what do you mean?
So I thought I heard money wise, like for all the money that Maverick made, that had to be distributed to some of the other movies that failed. That's something I believe I heard one time.
You mean like within that studio, whichever?
Yeah.
Well, so I wonder if it's really that it had to pay. I need to look into that because I hadn't heard that, but maybe it's just it did so well that it kind of helped wipe out some of the losses that the other movies had. Is that what that means? Like, I don't know. I hadn't heard this before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's something. Yeah, I remember hearing on FNT one night. So that was a while back.
Yeah, Sashi, till you're 90. That's right. Deadpool and Wolverine. So the break even, the Wayfarer, yeah. If the budget was what? Was it 200 million for this thing?
I thought I heard. Sure.
So if you take, so generally you multiply the budget times 2.5 to 3. That's typically what I heard, and that's what I do. So if the budget was 200 million, yeah, it needs to make about 600 million just to break even. So that's a lot.
But hasn't it? It's been out for a week and it's already made 200 something.
223, but it's still in the red. It hasn't even broken even yet, so it's got quite a bit to go. I mean, I'm hoping it gets there, but that budget was so big. Understandably, I get why it was, but I really hope it. I mean, come on, we have to. We have to award good filmmaking, you guys.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And like I said, this may still have the legs because despite Mario Brothers is coming out next week.
Yeah,
So,
we'll see. I hope so. I really, really
because it
do.
because it is a different demographic that's going to be seeing that movie.
Well,
So,
also, I hope it just doesn't go. One of the things that has hurt movies so much is how quickly it ends up on streaming platforms. Terrible.
yeah,
Terrible.
yeah. It,
That is true.
it,
It's an awful model, and it just discourages people. It removes the feeling of FOMO for a lot of people.
mhm.
So they're like, "Oh, I'll just wait a few weeks. It'll be on digital." No.
Well, I mean, how many people are there out there now that literally haven't been to a movie theater in
Oh,
years?
so many. So many.
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
frankly, until I started talking to people on YouTube, I would go years at a time without seeing a movie in theaters. Because it was like I remember back in Formation days, I'd gone to see Infinity War. I think the next movie I saw in theater was Endgame. I think the next movie I saw in theater was I don't know. I don't know. I don't even remember what the next one was. But let me thinking back. What are the most recent movies I've seen in theater? Obviously, I went to see Project Hail Mary Day. I saw. What was the last movie I saw before that?
I don't know, Lex, because you never watch movies,
The Clint Eastwood one.
but not in theaters.
Oh, I didn't see that
okay.
in theaters.
I thought that's what you were talking about, right?
It may have been. It may have been. The Long Walk,
Oh, that's
Oh,
right. We
that's-
did talk about that.
which I had gone to see specifically to talk about it on the show.
Dang, that's been a long time. Well, okay. I went many, many years without being a regular moviegoer. Grew up without a TV in the house and just didn't go to, like, my folks didn't generally go to movies. And so I didn't really start going to movies on a regular basis until, I don't know, maybe mid 2000s or before. So, but it wasn't because I didn't want to go. I just felt compelled not to go because it had been drilled in my brain that certain things weren't good and all that stuff. So now I go all the time though, and I can't.
there could be a lot of garbage out there.
Well, that's true. There is, but the and I am being much more discerning about what I choose to see because I just don't I value my time, and I get genuinely pissed off if a movie is terrible because number one, you told a shitty story, and number two, you wasted my time, and now I'm really angry. So, but if this is something I'm truly interested in, I think I'll I almost always prefer to watch something on the big screen. It's just so much more immersive and exciting and enjoyable, and I hope that's an experience that never goes away for people, but movie theaters aren't doing great. That's why they charge $1,000 for a bucket of popcorn. That's where they make their money.
Yeah, well, it's concessions.
Yeah.
I didn't buy any.
I don't either because I don't eat popcorn anymore. So, oh gosh, Malty, that Jurassic World was not.
Jurassic World.
Not very good. Are you talking about the last one? The one that came out last year? Well, I mean,
wasn't there a Jurassic World that came out?
There was one that came out in 2015.
I remember seeing that. And
I like that one, but the others.
Fine. I thought it was fine.
The others weren't.
I haven't seen any. I have not seen any of them since.
You were fine stopping there.
Usually am.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't great.
We had a friend, he's a Marines pilot, where for a good 10 years or so, we went and watched at least one movie a year together.
One a year, okay.
And, well, yeah, but what movies were they? was the Hobbit films. It was then the new Star Wars films, which was so bad that he and I were openly laughing out loud in theater. It wasn't trying to be funny. We just thought it was so bad, specifically The Last Jedi. We thought it was so bad we couldn't like resist mocking it in the theater because it was just that bad. That's probably the worst movie I've ever seen in theater. But
I didn't go watch. I saw The Force Awakens and I decided I wasn't really interested. I mean, The Force Awakens was okay, but the last two, nope, no thank you very much.
Can I tell you my worst movie experience?
Okay.
What About Bob? Bill Murray, Richard.
You don't
Dreyfuss.
like that movie?
We walked out halfway through.
That's so funny because so many people love that movie. My husband thinks it's hilarious. My mom and dad love it. My brothers love it. It's okay, but Bob annoys the hell out of me, and I don't understand why everybody else can't see how invasive and, I don't know what's the word I'm searching for, but improper he's behaving. and the doctor is the only one that is so frustrated with him, and everybody doesn't understand why the doctor's being so mean.
All I remember is a couple buddies. Oh, let's go to movies. Let's go watch the Richard Dreyfuss movie with Bill Murray, and I'm just like, okay, cool. And then everyone's just like, "You guys want to leave?" I said, "Yeah, want to leave." It was that movie was bad.
I've never walked out of a theater.
I have one time.
What movie was it?
It was for an Indian movie called Agent, and it was like 2.5 hours long. I suffered through an hour of it, and the movie was terrible. The writing was awful. The acting wasn't good, and it was loud, bassy music, and the way it was edited was just very frantic and very fast paced. And it was, and I looked at my watch, and my son was in the other auditorium watching Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal, and I'd already seen that movie and loved it, and I was looking at my watch and I'm like, wow, I got a whole hour and a half before this is over, an hour and a half or more, and Arturo is getting ready to see the Covenant. I think I'm going to leave this movie and see if I can get my money back. So I did. They gave me my money back, and I bought a ticket to go rewatch the Covenant instead. The Covenant's a fantastic film if you guys haven't seen it. Of course you haven't, Lex. Have you, Cole?
I don't recall.
It came out a few years ago, maybe 2021.
Who's in that again?
Jake Gyllenhaal and Dar Salim.
No, I can't say I have.
Oh, it was so good. It was really good. Yes, Isaac. I think that made my number one for that year.
They let Isaac in here?
Okay, I don't know Isaac, but okay.
Yeah, I made him a mod, so he's good.
That's right. He's got the wrench.
He's got the wrench.
It's a shield now.
I didn't go see Thor: Love and Thunder. I was not interested.
You know what? I didn't see that either. So there was a movie. So Batman v Superman. I want to walk. I thought that
never saw that.
I thought that movie was boring. I wanted to walk out of that movie.
I actually love that movie.
Because I'm sorry, but all Superman had to do was throw Batman into space and the movie is over. That movie was just I'm sorry, but they are not on equal grounds. They are not on equal footings.
No, they're not. But Superman's not a killer, so not typically, not generally.
Picking that punk kid to be Lex Luthor.
He was the worst part about that film for me.
Was so bad.
Yeah, he was not good.
Now I wasn't a big fan of Kevin Spacey being Lex Luthor in Superman Returns, but you could have found somebody else who could have played Lex Luthor.
No, he was. I agree with you. I love that movie because I love the Batman and the Superman side of it. That was also the movie that convinced me that Gal Gadot was Wonder Woman, because at first I had been down on her so hard, and then I saw the movie. I was like, okay, you convinced me. But you're right. he was a terrible casting pick for Lex Luthor. The way he played him was like the way he kind of acts himself as a person. It was so off-putting. I could not stand his performance in there.
Yeah, and then of course the sequel trilogy. Just like I was bored. Like no,
Why did you
actually
keep
no,
going back to see it, Cole?
because all my buddies want to go watch Star Wars again. They're just like, Force Awakens I tolerated, but when it
Uh-huh.
came to the other two, I was just like, wow, these things are horrible. These things are so bad.
Oh.
Like, who would have thought? Who thought it was a good idea to make these stupid movies?
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy probably. Honestly, I disliked Ray intensely by the time the second one came out, and I never saw it, but I was absorbing stuff that was, being said and happening online and everything. And I was like, I'm not going to go see it. So I didn't see that. I read what the script was for the last one, so I knew how it was going to go. And I didn't go see that one either. But I dislike that character so
Mm-hmm.
intensely that I started to think that I dislike Daisy Ridley herself. Because sometimes that can just happen. Like I just start to dislike an actor, and then I was wondering, is it her that I just don't like? Am I picking up a vibe from her that I just don't like, or is it the character? So I've seen her in other movies, and I realized,
She's been in other
oh,
movies.
yeah, she's been in other movies. I think it was a movie called The Black Coat's Daughter, or the something, no, not Black Coat's Daughter. I can't remember, The Marsh King's Daughter, or something like that. And I saw that several years back, and I realized, oh, it's just the character of Ray I hate. Daisy Ridley, she's okay. She's all
Wasn't she
right.
in that? Wasn't she in that movie called the? She was a window washer.
Yeah, that came out recently, but I didn't watch it because I wasn't interested. I heard it was
Yeah,
terrible.
where it was basically, I can't remember who said it. I think it was Az or it was either Mahler or Drinker who said it's like Die Hard. It's basically a Die Hard movie, but she plays a
Yeah,
former special forces,
yeah,
and then she's cleaning windows for a living, and she has
yeah.
to, yeah.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard too. The way you described it, it might have been something I heard Will say in
It
passing or
doesn't
whatever.
sound. That doesn't
I,
sound good.
she's not been in great. I mean, she was okay in Murder on the Orient Express, the remake, the one with Johnny Depp in it and Kenneth Branagh. She was all right in that. But she's been in some stinkers. Like We Bury the Dead was not very good. That came out earlier this year. And then she was in that movie with Tom Holland. Was it called Chaos Walking or something? That no, she doesn't. I agree, Isaac. I don't think she's a good leading lady. I just don't think she's got it.
Hello, Karen. I don't. Oh, hey, Karen. Sorry, I thought that was that movie, that HBO. Hey, Karen, how you doing? I thought it was that movie. As did So As did a review of a movie called Karen.
Oh, I heard
It,
about
Oh,
that movie.
it was on HBO. It was like I tell everybody, go watch that review that As does, because all he does is laugh from start. It's a two-parter. All he does is laugh from beginning to end, and he can't stop laughing because it's so bad. Because he's laughing at the part. He's laughing at this movie as how 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 race how bad racist it is. Like there's one part when the black guy walks into the ladies' washroom, and there's like Confederate
Oh,
soap dishes and
oh,
stuff.
come on. Okay.
Well, you just watch Az's review, because I told all the guy, I told everyone in our
I
you
think
know in
you've
our Star
mentioned it
Wars.
before. I think because
Yeah,
I think I put it in my watch later playlist.
yeah,
oh, you
just
definitely
watch it.
sent it to me. I've watched parts of it.
Was it a movie reaction he was doing?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and he just laughs at the whole thing. Sorry, Jose Taco's just asking,
If you saw War
did you watch?
Machine?
I haven't yet, and I'll tell you why. I am not a big Alan Ritchson fan, and I still like I still like Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher. And
Yeah, he
okay,
was
I
fun.
get it. He's short.
Yeah, he's little. Reacher's
Jack
big.
Reacher's character is supposed to be like 6 foot. I
And
understand
he's
that.
really big. Yeah.
And he's really big. But I like the way Tom Cruise portrays that character. So that's my bias. So that's why I haven't seen War Machine. I've seen I've seen the Reacher series, but it was reluctantly because I want to see how it was. But I heard War Machine's good. So
I enjoyed War Machine. That was a fun one. It felt like a promotional video for the Army Rangers, but you know, the action and stuff I liked a lot. I haven't seen Reacher past a few episodes into the second season, and it had fallen off so bad from the first one, so I just haven't returned to it.
sorry, I'm just laughing at.
Karen.
I'm just no. I'm laughing at Isaac when he says, "Oh, that's where my soap dishes
Oh,
went."
that was Isaac that said that.
And Karen, Isaac, I didn't take
I
your
didn't
soap
take your
dishes.
soap dishes.
That's funny.
I am in the deep south. Well, I don't know if it's deep south, but I've never seen a Confederate soap dish. I don't think.
Listen,
Not ever.
one of my favorite TV shows was The Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard, yeah.
So
The General Lee.
the General Lee and the Confederate flag. So if it doesn't offend me, it shouldn't offend anybody else.
Oh yeah, but you know how
So,
people
Yeah,
are.
and unfortunately, people are stupid. Because it's funny. So in Canada, we had a car show, and someone showed up with the General Lee,
Mm-hmm.
right? And of course, this one black lady showed up, the only one, and had to complain. So,
of course.
When I was growing up, the Texas flag and the Confederate flag were still on the flagpoles out front of my grandparents' house.
Oh wow.
It no longer is. The flagpoles are still there, but
Well, I mean, to a lot of people, it doesn't mean what it means to other people. So
no,
Yeah.
that's the thing that they refuse. That like people that just hate it and want it completely gone from everywhere. That's the thing that they don't understand at all. They think that it must mean the same thing to everybody else that it means to them, and that's just not the case.
Right, and
with a lot of Southerners.
It certainly wasn't the case here. It was just like that's just a symbol of the South.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed Terminal List a lot more than Reacher. So I love Terminal List.
It's a good one.
I love the prequel, Dark Fate. I'm looking forward.
I haven't seen the I haven't seen.
You have to watch the newest one. It is great.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah, Tyler Kittredge is in that.
Taylor, or Tyler. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's in that too. Really, it's really great.
Is Chris Pratt in it, or just him?
Yeah,
okay.
He's in it too. Like, because Ryan got me into the whole Terminal List, so I was just like, okay, I'll check it out, and I watched it and loved it. I know there's a lot of stuff coming out because I'm still like I just went back and I started a couple days ago. I started watching TNG, Next Generation, Star Trek Next Generation, because of course all the garbage with Starfleet
the latest
Academy,
one, Starfleet Academy,
getting canceled, and rightly so. So I go back and I watch my old shows. Like I've been actually buying a lot of physical media now, of like sitcoms. Like I got tons of stuff that I just go back and watch, and there's still stuff I'm looking for. So, because there's the TV shows back then were good. Like I don't know if you saw, I put in the Rockford Files.
Yeah, you did. I saw that the intro. Yeah.
Yeah, because that intro just it gets you. But it was a great PI show. Same thing, and I think we talked about this. Magnum PI.
That was a great one.
Yeah, just some really, really great shows. Of course, yeah. Everyone's been saying Stargate. I've only watched Stargate the movie with
Same. Kurt
Kurt,
Russell.
Kurt Russell and what's the other guy's
Oh,
name?
I know who you're talking. James Spader, right? Or
James
James
Spader.
Spade?
Yeah,
Spade. Yeah.
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 So yeah, I've never watched the show, and everyone, yeah, I get it.
It's
Everyone
supposed to be
raves how
really
great it
good.
was. Yeah. So they're still like Lex. Lex has to watch all these movies. I gotta watch all these TV shows.
you Lex has a lot more catching up to do than we do, though.
Yeah.
Oh, but who's comparing?
Me, I'm
Oh,
comparing.
right.
So
Because like it's just abominable the things you haven't seen, Lex. Gosh, the
I know.
hell?
well, and the thing is too, because we've been, and this is the thing with Project Hail Mary. This is the first time we've got like, can anyone between the two of you, or even anyone in chat, what was the last movie you saw that was good in the theater? And I'm not talking about a re-release, because
Yeah,
like,
I
cause
know,
every
I
time,
know.
because even every time I said, when they were, I think it was on Daily, and they're saying great re-release. No, it was on Jay's Monday Hangover. I would say Revenge of the Sith, because it came out, made a lot of money, and of course those clowns, they pulled it out of the theater because they didn't want to get embarrassed because of the next movie they were bringing out. But yeah, I can't remember the last movie I saw in the theater. Oh no, that's not true. The Prosecutor with Donnie Yen, because it was a Hong Kong movie that made a ton of money. That was the last movie I saw in theater that I actually enjoyed.
A new film?
Yeah, that came out last year around Christmas. No, last year, January.
So was that your favorite movie of last year?
Yeah. Besides Revenge of the Sith, as the Revenge of the Sith with re-release, but The Prosecutor was my favorite movie of all last year.
Okay, I hadn't seen that. I think I'd heard about it, but I haven't. I've seen a lot of movies. I mean, I make a favorites of list every year. And so I filled it up last year, 10 plus things that
But
ended up
what
on
did you enjoy the best?
Of my number one from last year?
Yeah.
Was Better Man. A movie about Robbie Williams where he's British.
Oh.
Yeah.
That
was my favorite.
So the only person I heard talk about him was Jeremy, Geeks and Gamers, and Gary, because they mentioned how everyone knew his one song, "A Millennium."
I didn't know that one. The only one I knew was Advertising Space. That was the only song of his. So okay, here's the thing, Cole. Did they watch it? Did they watch the movie?
I know Gary watched it.
Okay, and I thought Gary liked it.
Yeah, all I remember is Jeremy saying, I only remember him from that song Millennium, because that was I think that was a number one hit.
One of his big. So Hosea Taco, Better Man. Okay, but it didn't release wide in the U.S. until January of 2025. So I counted it as a 2025 film for my list. I tried to get Will to watch it, the drinker, and he didn't want to. Maybe because he just doesn't like Robbie Williams, and I guess if he doesn't, I can understand that. If they made a movie about Madonna that everybody said was fantastic, I still wouldn't watch it because I can't stand Madonna. But Better Man was a fantastic film. It was a musical. I don't like musicals. Loved it. And he was presented as a chimp, and a lot of people didn't understand why. And some people were confused because they didn't know who Robbie Williams was. They thought it was maybe something connected with Planet of the Apes. And they didn't understand the symbolism of what it stood for. Like, they legit thought he was supposed to be a monkey, but he wasn't. It was symbolic. It's how he felt about himself. Like, he was a performing monkey. Like, he was unevolved because of all the, like, the stuff that the stuff he did to himself. he had, it was mental health issues and substance abuse, and a lot of it stemmed from his father. And it's a very sad story, and it's very disturbing to see what he did. And even though it's a musical, and even though he's a chimp, this is not a movie for children because it goes to some pretty dark places. But it's also a story of redemption at the end, and I thought it was beautiful. And if a musical could touch me like that, and I don't like musicals, it did something right for me. So yeah, love that movie.
Lex?
Last movie I saw in theater that I like besides this one.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
How many years do we have to go back?
okay, well, I did enjoy watching The Long Walk. That I did.
That's a rough
I didn't.
one.
It's rough. It's not like a feel good movie, but it was one I enjoyed. I thought it was well done.
What?
I don't know. Before that, probably Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, that
Before
was
that,
2022.
probably Endgame.
Wow, you really
Okay, so for me, it would be the Prosecutor that came out last year, and then of course Top Gun Maverick. That would have been beforehand. So, because there's been nothing that I'm interested in. Like this year, the only movie I was really interested in seeing is Mortal Kombat that comes out May 8th. But now because the Project Hail Mary is out, I really enjoyed that. When I get back to Canada, I'm gonna go watch it again, and then I will watch Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter, I'm not really too. I'm not because I guess because of the castings, all wrestlers and all this, and then that guy Andrew, that YouTuber Andrew, the guy with the mustache. He's a lefty. He's a big lefty. Andrew Schultz. He's in it, and I don't know why.
Oh, a comedian guy,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah. He's in
Oh,
that.
he is? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why he's in that, but once I saw the casting for Mortal Kombat and Carl Urban, playing Johnny Cage, I am so down. And that trailer, the latest trailer just looks fantastic. It just shows that we have. If Mortal Kombat's going to be done in a way where it's like a Hail Mary, then I think you're going to start seeing that shift again, because I just don't think Hollywood wants to, do. They just don't want to change. Look with the X-Files, they've totally shifted. Black and Indian, black woman Indian guy as the leads. Like, why? We all saw what happened with this Snape. Yeah.
It made the best memes.
Oh yeah.
Go.
I decided I wasn't going to watch that show when I heard about his casting. Yeah. Like,
I'll
no,
still
no,
probably.
I'm not. Nope.
Yeah.
My tolerance level for that shit is like way down here in negative territory. So I was no, not gonna do it.
I have no interest. I literally have no interest. It's like I was saying last night on Isaac's channel, because Isaac has a new show, the Culture. It's because he does the Golden Age podcast. We talk politics, but then he's doing this one every other Friday, for culture, movies, and everything. And as I because everyone's talking about the whole Jack Posobiec thing, and as I said, and I actually said in the tweet today, I don't know enough about Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, where basically I just keep my mouth shut, because I don't know those shows. I don't know the lore. I've never watched those movies, so I wouldn't comment on them. And this is why, and I said it last night too. I keep my mouth shut because I know nothing about them. Now, when it comes to Transformers and GI Joe,
your stuff.
I know my stuff. I will school and smoke anybody when it comes to that stuff, because I know it.
I saw that call out you got during their panel at MegaCon.
Yeah, when Jeremy said
Yeah,
if he owned if he owned
yeah,
GI Joe, give it to Cole
yeah.
Hauser.
Give it a go.
And Jeremy is a big GI Joe fan, but he tells everybody all the time, talk to Cole Hauser about certain things
You're
because
the
he
expert.
knows GI Joe. I know this stuff.
It's
So
like talking. It's like going to talk to Ryan about Star Wars.
yeah, because Ryan is the guy's an encyclopedia when it comes to Star Wars. Like he knows the books, like every almost every EU universe book he knows off the top of his head. Don't know how he does it. He just
Wow.
knows it. So
Oh, he's really into it.
yeah.
I'd
So
also talk to him about Harry Potter too, because
oh yeah.
he's mega knowledgeable about that as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
and Lord of the
listened.
Rings.
Yeah, so Lord of the Rings I only have a very superficial knowledge of. I've watched the movies that came out in the theater. I didn't watch them in the theater, but I do have the extended editions, which I would like to see. Harry Potter, I have listened to the books, so I know enough about the books that I knew right away the casting for Snape was completely wrong, and that really annoyed me. Didn't like that, but I'll just stick to the movies that we have.
Yeah, I'm just seeing Karen saying, Cole Hauser, you've never watched Lord of the Rings? Why? I just
Do you not like fantasy? Is like, are you not into that genre?
I've never been into into that genre for some
Okay.
reason. I don't know why. The closest, like I love Indiana Jones, right? But when it comes to mystical wizardry, and I think I was telling somebody the other day, the only thing I've ever gotten close in it, there was an episode of Transformers where they went back in time to King Arthur.
Oh
That was
gosh.
the,
Okay.
and then there was an episode of GI Joe where they found the sword Excalibur, but in the Lady of the Lake,
Okay.
because Cobra Storm Shadow, his plane crashed, saw the lady putting the sword down, he grabbed it, and all hell broke loose. So that's the only closest I've ever gotten. Call me whatever, but yeah, I just never got into it. So
Yeah, I mean
um,
they're not huge for me either. I recognize that they're well made and but I've never read the books or been interested to read the books. I did read The Hobbit, which was one of only two books I actually enjoyed that they made us read in school. But yeah,
Mm.
it's not I'm not huge into fantasy either.
like
Well,
and I enjoyed watching I enjoyed watching FNT when they were talking about it. We were talking about it last night on Isaac's channel. It was great. For me, I just never got into that.
It
So
just didn't click with you. It's just, it's the way it is. It is what it is.
yeah. So yeah, it just it's just one of those things. But yeah, I'm hoping Hollywood and TV is going to make the change, and we're going to start getting better stuff out. We're going to start getting more
We'll see.
just more proper shows and everything, because I just you know I'm still waiting for that 24 pitch Keith Sutherland was talking to Disney about. I know what's going to happen. Because I was actually, when I was out with Ryan this evening, we were talking about we got to plan that 24 stream, and and I saw the clip with Keith Sutherland coming out and saying, it's in Disney's hands now. Whether it gets green lit or not, he doesn't know.
Hmm.
Um, you know,
Ooh, the stuff that his character did wouldn't fly so well
exactly.
with today's audience.
Well, you got to remember too, they were
Uh,
complaining back in the day because of the middle somewhere where he did a lot of things to them, and there was
yeah.
a lot of people, activists, who came out and said, how is this show on air, what he's doing? So yeah, I don't think Disney's going to let that fly, because and and he had a higher, you know, he had a higher kill count than James Bond and
Oh yeah,
Ethan Hunt.
he did a lot of bad
Yeah, but
a lot of bad stuff in the name of trying to save people too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just like in my other favorite show was House MD,
Yeah.
and for what Hugh Laurie, like oh yeah, that was another thing because even Ryan and Gary were talking about how great it would have been if they had Lex. Was it Dumbledore that John Lithgow's playing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so see, I knew something.
You did.
Yeah, because I remember they were talking about it. But Ryan was saying how great it would have been if they had Hugh Laurie playing that character because apparently he does the I think the audio book I can't remember what it was, but yeah, House was one of my favorite shows, and the way House did certain things, and he let
He
it.
was so snarky.
Yeah, very snarky, especially when he talked about black people and women and stuff like that. House would never fly today.
No, he was very anti PC.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what
I,
I love that show.
I hate that too. The Wayfarer, can't stand it. Can't stand it.
Sorry, everyone. I'm looking at chat. I just don't have because I'm away. I don't have a double screen, so.
Oh, that's all right. You can't. Yeah, I get distracted a little by chat.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm looking at chat, but I can only respond so much on my phone than I usually do on my computer when I have a second screen because then I can have the
you can see things better.
yeah, I can have the YouTube up on my second screen. So, but yeah, I yeah, there's so much I miss when it comes to, and this is why I'm back watching the Next Generation. So, um, I enjoy the old shows that used to come out back in the day.
Well,
Yeah,
the
there's-
solution is simple. Stop trying to use your shows and movies as a platform for an ideology and just focus on telling a good story.
Telling a good
Yeah.
story. That's what they used to do. They've gotten in this really weird cycle where they just continue to try. It's become not a, it's become more about messaging and activism than story, and it's suffered a lot.
Well, and I guess and it's great hearing that what Ryan Gosling said the other day in the movie theater.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
For him coming out and saying that, and then Josh Drummel
Yeah.
said the same thing the other day. It's but the problem is how much shame are you need more of these actors coming out and saying the same thing.
They need to stop being afraid
Yeah.
to speak their mind.
Like Kelsey Grammer came out the other, I can't remember who show he was on, but he talked about how because he's conservative and he just basically said I'm not gonna let these people, because he was walking on eggshells back then when he was doing Cheers, and they were always he was always wondering, do I come out and talk about my political who I support, or do I stay in the shadows? And we all know what happens when you come out. You don't get any work anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. It really is. It shouldn't be that way. Because a long time ago, or I don't know, yeah, a long time ago, we didn't know what an actor's political affiliation was or what their thoughts were. And then social media comes along. I mean, there were some that we did. Obviously, we always knew Jane Fonda was an idiot. But social media comes along and there's no filter or barrier between the celebrity and the public. And, there's no one there to tell them, hey, maybe you shouldn't say this out loud. Like, be quiet, shut up. So they just say whatever. And if they're on the right side of things in Hollywood, nothing will happen to them. But if they don't toe the line, they'll get fired, like Gina Carano.
What's funny? I think Lex and Sin. I mentioned a couple movies that I we still got to do that stream because I want to talk about a couple movies, offensive comedies. And one of those movies was a movie called Soul Man that came out in 1986.
Oh, C.
Where,
Thomas Howell, right?
yeah, C. Thomas Howell, where he had to be, he has rich parents. They basically told him they spent his money on a condo in Barbados, and they basically said you got to pay your own way. So he sees this grant at Harvard for a black person. He takes tanning pills, becomes black to get this scholarship.
I think I saw that a long time ago.
Movie you'll ever see. And then you know what the funny thing is though, you had James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, who was in this movie. You had Ray Dong Chong, who was in this movie. So if you got prominent black actors, well, and Leslie Nielsen was in it, Julia Louis-Dreyfus was in it. If you have these prominent actors who are playing in this movie, especially the black actors, how offensive can it be? Because if they played in it, they played a role in it, they knew what the movie was about.
Yeah. Well, that's because people weren't so hyper focused on stuff like that back then.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say, like the race swaps and the gender swaps that happen today, sexuality swaps, whatever. 10, 15 years ago, that was like, or more, that just wasn't something that aggravated people because there wasn't an agenda behind it that was obvious. Now there is. So it's different now.
Yeah. Like I've been seeing the memes like crazy this past couple of days because of Project Hail Mary, where they have Ryan Gosling playing Obama. They said he needs to play Obama. And I'm like, yes, just do it already.
Oh, gosh.
These are the things that just, they take. Me being black myself, I don't get offended by these movies.
But you're supposed to, Cole.
Yeah, I'm supposed to, because
you should. Then you have internalized racism. That's why you don't. Yeah, I mean, this is the crap they say.
How fortunate you are, Cole Hauser, to have some privileged white women to be offended on your behalf.
On your behalf,
yeah.
Exactly. Telling you how you must feel.
Yeah, and like telling me what to watch. That I don't, and I think I said this the other day too, where it's like, I don't watch a movie just because there's a black actor in it. I watch a movie because there's a good character in it. This is why I like this movie, because the character, now, even though it's only basically one character and then a bunch of side characters, I like this movie for what it is and what it gives me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's the story that draws me. I don't care. A lot of times, you guys, when I used to watch, like, I remember back in my teen years, if I was watching an action movie that was, had primarily guys in it, I would get a little agitated when a girl would show up. Because I felt like the girl's just going to be this, she's just going to cause all these problems because the guys are going to start liking her and then everything's going to go wrong because the girl, like, why are you putting a girl in this movie about these action guys? Get her out of here. I just didn't, I don't know. It doesn't always work. Like, so I'm not going to be drawn to a movie just because it's predominantly female. That doesn't, I go because I'm interested. I'm drawn to stories because of the story. What is the story about? Is it something that appeals to me? If so, I'll watch it. If I pick up on messaging in there, it's going to piss me off.
Did you see what Karen said?
Yeah.
Yes.
As a white woman, I'm sorry, I'm telling you, you need to go watch Lord of the Rings. Listen, I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark yesterday, and I just had so much fun watching that movie because it's such a
good one. Have you seen all three?
Yes, I only watched the three. That
okay.
is it.
Notice I just instinctively said all three because to me, I've seen the other two.
And
mostly count.
Even today, I was chilling out. I was watching it.
You haven't, of course.
I did. I have seen all of the original Indiana Jones films, and I have unfortunately seen the most recent two.
Oh, okay.
I saw those in theater. Although I
Yeah,
specifically
saw
went to see
this.
the second one in theater, knowing it was going to be bad. I was right. I was also the only one. Like I know. I've said before. I tried to go and like no one's there, but I was actually the only. I think the only person in my theater to see that one. It's like nobody wanted to see that.
Like today, I watched a movie called Kiss of Death with Nicolas Cage, Samuel L. Jackson, Helen Hunt, and David Caruso. Um,
Oh, that
Great
must be
movie.
pretty old, right?
Oh, yeah, it came out I think '95. It's also what Vin Rhames is in it too.
I may
Great
have
movie.
seen that. Okay.
I enjoyed that, and like that's one of those movies where it's just like, yeah, you had black characters in it, but it wasn't forced, right? It's like I'm trying to think, like John Boyega, like Star Wars, like he complains, but you know what? When he was in 24, he was in season 9 of 24 when they're in the UK. He was great. He was a great character in that.
Oh, I
In
didn't
that,
think I saw that season, so I didn't know
yeah,
he was in it.
that was the 12 episodes.
Okay. Okay.
Old Renaissance boomer, and for God's sake, watch SG1. You know what? Like I said, I've only watched the movie, but I've never watched the show. So
Yeah, same.
you know what? I watched The Expanse because Gary said it was. I remember Gary saying The Expanse was good until it went completely woke in I think the
Oh, really?
third or the season 1 and season 2 were great, and then I think season 3, 4, and I think 5 just went completely downhill.
So, do you know whether season 2 ends on a cliffhanger? Probably does.
It's been a while, but I think so. It's been a while since I watched that.
I hate when they do that because then you're automatically interested to watch it, but then if it goes downhill, that sucks. I think I have the first season of The Expanse. I'd heard really good things about it.
Yeah, because I remember Gary was talking about it all the time, so I was just like, I started watching it.
Ugh.
So, and then yeah, I hated the last 3 seasons. I literally forced myself to watch it.
Oh, see, I've gotten to the point where I just don't do that anymore. I don't. Well, I have done it one time when I was screening a series, but I generally don't force myself anymore.
Mhm.
There's
Life's
too
too
many other
short.
things, y'all.
Life's
Yeah,
too short to
exactly.
force
My
myself
Yeah,
to watch
to watch
something
something that I
bad.
hate. I honestly I do not like to hate watch. I genuinely want to enjoy what I see. So if something is making me too miserable, I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to find something else to watch.
yeah. No, for sure. But like I said, there's those shows where it's just like, okay, I'll check it out because I thought it would be good, and like I said, I enjoyed the first couple seasons. But that's like how that's on many shows too, right?
Yeah. And that's another thing that holds me back from investing my time in shows because so many of them start off very well and then whether it's messaging that happens or just the writing is goes to hell, um they just start to tank, and I kind of don't want to get invested in something if I know it's going to, like, if I know ahead of time how bad it's going to be, I can save myself the
Right.
annoyance and heartbreak of suffering through something that ends up terribly when it starts off so well.
This is my relationship with Game of Thrones.
Yo, Game of Thrones makes me so angry.
Okay, so I've never watched Game of Thrones.
Okay, don't. Because it's really 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 good in the first few seasons that follow up to where the books end because he hasn't finished the series. After
Rather
that,
famously.
boom. Yeah, after that just oh my gosh, it still makes me so mad to think about that.
However, I did watch and greatly enjoy A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's probably my favorite show of the year.
I have heard good things about that.
I liked it so much I went and I purchased it, which is not a common thing for me.
Oh,
But I was like,
yeah,
nope, I want to own this.
I have been meaning to get around to watching that, but I kind of got turned off of anything related to Game of Thrones after the disaster. And then they did House of the Dragon,
I
which
have
I've heard.
watched now season 1 of that, which was good.
Okay,
I'm skeptical about anything after that.
I'll tell you why I didn't want to watch it, because some of the characters in there, they did the race swap thing on them. And so I was just
So that's
immediately not
true.
interested. And I was already pissed anyway about what they did with Game of Thrones. So I was like, nope. But I'm hearing good things about the newest one.
Unambiguously a good show. Well, one of those things where it's like, even with my friends who, again, are complete normies and don't have any exposure to, like, are worse than me, don't, like, I'm like, yeah, go watch this. It's just unambiguously good.
Yeah. Do you like detective shows?
Trying to think. When was the last time I watched such a thing? I enjoyed, although I don't think I watched all of it, but I enjoyed Blue Bloods for a couple years there, which is a cop show.
Yeah.
One of them's a detective. And that's probably the closest thing to, I don't know, some of the stuff that you see with characters like Father Brown are kind of a detective, which I have seen at least some of that.
So I saw what I thought was a really good detective show, but it's from the UK. It's called Department Q, which was
I have not.
Yeah,
Never heard
that
of
was
that.
pretty good. I like a lot of shows from the UK and like Australia and other areas, because a lot of times the writing and the acting is really good. But also, I want to see The Sheep Detective. I definitely do. That actually looks kind of fun.
Oh, I did see that preview.
Yeah,
I
like
had
that.
no. I was like, nah.
I'm interested because it just looks funny and lighthearted. But have you seen the Sherlock UK series with Benedict Cumberbatch?
No.
Of
I
course not.
know
Why am
that
I
it
even
exists.
asking? Okay.
I know that it exists, though, which is a step up from a lot of things. And I had some relatives that watched it, but I did not.
That was good. I wish it would come back, but Benedict and Martin Freeman both have gotten too busy and big. So
I heard
I don't-
Night Manager is pretty good.
yeah, I saw the. Yeah, I saw the. Yes, I'm getting that confused with another show, but you're talking about the one that had in the
Hugh
first
Laurie.
season. Yes, it had Hugh Laurie and dude who's Loki. Oh my gosh, Tom Hiddleston. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's him.
Yeah, and is it? It's back for a second season, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I that's something I do want to watch, because I also like detective shows as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, me too. Mysteries, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Detectives.
like I did catch the first couple seasons of CSI, just the regular one, not Miami or New York. I did catch like stuff like that, the OG Law and Order from back in the day I've watched. When I started watching some of the new Law and Orders, and I was just like, it's just monotonous because
Yeah.
everything's like the same.
Well, that's kind of how I feel about just the CSI and Law and Order shows in general. They feel very generic to me, so I've never really been drawn to those. I have heard about Young Sherlock on Prime. I've been interested to check that out, but it is, yeah, I've heard good things about Burn Notice too. It's really hard for me to get into series shows, though.
Yeah,
It'll make Cole Hauser feel better to know that I also watched House and also very much enjoyed House.
The
I
whole
watched
thing?
House, yeah, back when it was coming out,
Wow.
because I was in high school.
I like season. Okay, the only problem is I didn't like when Cuddy left.
Yeah, that her notable absence forever felt weird.
Yeah, it did. Um,
Cuddy was the hospital administrator, right?
yeah,
Correct.
Okay. I forgot she left. I thought the main thing I remembered was House and his doctor friend. His
Wilson.
doctor friend got cancer, right?
Yeah,
And then they just like go off to enjoy life or whatever. I can't
yeah,
remember. Yeah,
Essentially.
okay. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
It's been many years since I've seen it.
Now they gave the role to Chase, and then I was hoping they would have extended the show and just because Chase was there. Well, he was pretty much. Well, him and Foreman were pretty much the longest ones, but
Mhm.
um, I thought they could have just gave Chase a show, but he was doing.
I
I
don't know about that.
Did
I
he have the
think
personality? I mean,
you know
you know,
what he
House.
during the show he did he was the only one who liked House. That's why he kept on saying kept on he went even though he got divorced from Allison. He went back to work for House because he always liked House. So I get it. I just wanted more.
Of that world.
Yeah, because I never watched Grey's Anatomy or I never watched
Me
ER or
either.
anything like that because
nah.
House was the show.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, there was House, which I actually did watch, but then they also had all those other series like Grey's Anatomy, which I never saw, Bones, which I never saw,
ER.
ER, which I never saw.
Neither.
But House, it was a sarcastic
It was his
genius,
personality. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah.
it's funny because even with Bones, I thought Bones. So I've watched a couple episodes of Bones. It wasn't bad. It was actually pretty decent. I guess I would have to go back and watch it, watch them all. But yeah, I heard Bones was, from what I was told, it was pretty good. It was up there in the
Yeah.
ratings.
I think maybe I saw one episode. No, never saw the whole thing.
And then of course, I like Prison Break until they were all out of prison.
Till they broke out of prison.
And it just didn't work anymore.
I never watched that one. But that was a big one. So was Lost, but I never got into that, and I'm glad I didn't.
I didn't get into Lost either.
Yeah.
I think I know I watched Lost, but I don't remember it.
Well,
It's
when
been
I heard
a
how
long
it
time.
ended, I was very glad that I didn't watch it. So it would have pissed me off.
Yeah.
I don't know if I watched it to the end. I think I gave up.
Yeah,
at
I
some point.
remember Massive Attack, the teardrops. I love that theme song, and I downloaded it somewhere. I've got it on my computer.
Yeah. No.
What?
Yeah. No,
Go
I was
ahead.
like, that's correct. I was thinking about the theme song for House. It was the same for all the seasons. I think it was literally like one of those where it stayed the same after the first episode, which didn't have one.
That's correct. Yeah, because the very first episode didn't have, and then but he did have because he was an accomplished, pianist, guitarist. He played, so he would always improvise in the show, his music skills. Like I think there was the one episode he had what's the guy what's that one group? Dave Matthews Band or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Dave Matthews, is it Dave Matthews? Do you remember that one, Lex? He was in the show.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, he was in the show. Yeah, was it Dave not Dave Matthews?
In House?
Yeah.
They had a musician.
They had many musicians.
Actually, that's true. They had a couple episodes about musicians.
I honestly don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it.
I feel like I should go back and rewatch it.
Uh,
Of course,
Oh,
the thing
well,
is,
James Earl Jones was in it.
was
yes,
he? I totally forgot he was in it.
Yeah,
yeah, he
sorry.
portrayed a prominent dictator, actually.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow, it's been so long since. And I
That's a
did
huge
watch
turning
this
point
in-
for the character of Chase, actually.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Dang, it's been so long. You know, it's been so long. It would be like watching it again for the first time.
Yes,
Except
Dave.
some moments that I remember, but not many.
Yep. Dave Matthews was in it. Yes.
Okay.
That's right. That was a great episode.
I don't know
Oh, Amanda
what my
Seyfried was in it too.
favorite episode of it would be. There's so many good ones. Of course, they all follow the same pattern, but we've had that
They
discussion
do.
before.
They do. But it's still fun
I
and
wanna
funny
s-
because the characters are so interesting. What's that, Cole?
Well, Juicy Smollett was in an episode, but
Oh, really?
yeah, my favorite episode was no. I want to say there was two favorite episodes. So was the season the season 6 finale when him and Cuddy finally get together, and then the season 4, the shortened season 4, because the writers went on strike, so there was only like 16 episodes.
Mm.
And it was a two-parter. It's when Wilson's girlfriend dies.
Yeah, and I didn't like that storyline because I did not like her character, and then you were supposed to feel sorry for her at the end, and I never liked her. I didn't like how they were trying to manipulate my heartstrings there. So anyway, I remember that.
I don't know that they succeeded in making me feel sorry for her character, but
I know they were trying, and that annoyed me because they'd spent the whole time presenting her as such an absolute asshole. I just did not like her at all.
Which means that she did a great job, because it's exactly how you're supposed to feel.
And her name was Cutthroat Bitch.
Yep. And so when this happened, it's like, I don't care. Like, I don't have an emotional connection. I'm like, I feel bad for Wilson, but it was like, but she was an idiot. Why'd you even like her to begin with?
and then, of course, Kuttner left, then because he went to go work in the Obama White House.
I forgot about that.
That's why he left the show.
Oh, the Indian guy, right?
Yeah.
Ah, that's right.
Kumar.
That's right. Yeah.
Kumar.
That's right. I do remember he left the show because of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many.
There's a lot. That show
good
went on
moments.
for a while.
Yeah. It was 8 seasons. That show was.
It was
great.
8 seasons. I am glad they ended it, because I don't like 8 seasons is a lot for a show, and that was back when they had, a lot of episodes per season.
Well, yeah, it was
per
20,
season.
22, 24 episodes per season.
Yep.
So it's hard to put out stuff.
It's hard to maintain.
But you had good writers, and this is why I like Terminal List. I get it. 6 to 8 episodes. I don't want 6 to 8 episodes. I want 20 plus episodes, like back in the day. That's what I enjoyed, because you get more stories, you get more, like, when you're done at like six episodes, it's just like, what was that?
Well, when you feel like, nowadays I don't feel like shows with episodes of 20 plus would be all that great, because exactly what you just said, the writers.
But if
so many of them just
would just focus on stories and characters.
But even back in the day, you guys, for a lot of shows that were that long, a lot of times, or maybe it's just the shows that I was choosing to watch, a lot of times, some of those shows would just be a bunch of filler. And this is what happened with Supernatural. When the earlier years of Supernatural, when they just focused on Monster of the Week, kind of like the earlier years of X-Files, but then when they develop this overarching overarching storyline, and then it feels like anything that doesn't follow that storyline is just filler, and it just, I don't know, that doesn't work so much for me sometimes, that formula.
I'm not a huge anime person. In fact, I don't watch animes at all. But I've been told that for a lot of them, people will make guides, or it's like, these are the episodes you actually
That
need to
count
watch
because
of the
all the
show.
filler. Yeah, exactly. Like One Piece, hundreds
Doesn't
of
it have
episodes.
hundreds, if
It's
not 1,000 episodes or
ridiculous.
something?
I
Yeah,
think it's 1,000.
I can't. No, I don't have the time or the desire to jump into that many episodes.
Yeah, that's a bit daunting. Where you look at that,
Yeah.
just like, oh.
Right?
And then
Well,
that a bunch of those episodes just don't matter.
All right. Yeah. So what's the point?
yeah.
Unless you just truly love the characters, you don't mind it. But I don't know.
You know, it's like okay, it's like House of Cards. The last season was the worst season. Like,
Don't talk about that last season. It's
yeah,
bad.
I never watched that show.
It's funny because on FNT, I can't remember who mentioned it. They're just saying, you know what? Let's just after, like, I guess he was found innocent. Let's just forget, or not guilty. Let's just forget about that last season. Bring him back to finish that last season, because that last season was just horrible. And you know, it's funny because when people ask me, when they asked me, because when I was in politics and government for like 20 plus years, and people
You
ask
were?
me, yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, I'm a former government official.
Dang.
When people would ask me, what's politics like, and I just tell them, go watch House of Cards. That's all you need to know.
Right. There you go.
That's all you need to know.
Those first couple seasons were really well done. I
Yeah.
liked them a lot.
That's what I heard. I never got into it because politics already pisses me off enough. So
It pisses you off, but just the way they did that show, they literally just went to the script, and like they basically sat on the steps of the Capitol and just said, this person, this person, this person, this person, we're gonna write a story on them. And that's what you pretty much got. You got every degenerate politician. You know, what really freaked me out? Well, it didn't freak me out, but it caught me off guard. Is the first episode? I think it was the first episode, Lex, with the dog.
Yes.
Yeah,
but that was a
just
point.
Like, yeah, and I was just like, wow, okay, this is how this show is going to go, and you just follow into it.
The look on Sin's face. To be clear, Sid, there was violence done to the animal, not anything like sexual.
Yeah.
In case you were concerned.
well, does the dog die?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aw. Definitely don't want to watch it.
And no, listen. I hear what you're saying. It's a great show.
I know, I heard good things, but you know, like so many shows, there are some that I'm just not drawn to. I was never drawn to The West Wing.
I liked that show.
Never
I don't know that I watched all of it.
Some just don't. No, just not for me.
Well, and that's why Kevin Spacey was brought into Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for his character arc. So he was he starred in that game.
He did.
And it was because of Call of Duty. I mean, because of House of Cards.
House of Cards also had a pretty memorable theme song.
Yeah. Well, it's the Netflix. But you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a Netflix series, right? It's
But that was the House of Cards. It's opening whatever was the Netflix intro when you open up Netflix, when you had that, you know, that sound, that was the House of Cards.
Yeah, that thud. It originated from the character that spacey place
Yeah.
wears a very distinctive class ring that he will like slam his fist on the table to
Yeah.
like when he's made a point, or like when he's like about to walk away or something, and it's a power move. It's entirely a power move, but that's what that specific quick two rapid
Really?
fire
Yeah.
is his is where that
Oh.
Netflix sound come from.
I had no idea. That's so interesting. Wow. Okay.
It does cross my mind that it is after midnight for both of you.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's right. Yeah, it is. We have been going for a while. Yep.
I'm not tired of you, but I might be tired.
Yeah. It's
Well, you know
getting
what?
on up there.
It's been a great show.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah. No, I'm not tired. I'm wide awake. Like I said, I went to
eyes wide shut.
I had 3 cups of coffee today, so that has
Oh,
kept me
no.
awake. But yeah, I can definitely see. I bet my husband's probably already gone to bed because he has an early morning. I noticed the lights were going out over there.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm just going to be hanging out with a couple more G&G people before I head out back to Canada.
You go on Monday? Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a fun month.
Yeah, I bet it has. Are you going back on train too?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's been an interesting month. MegaCon was crazy. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm a bit tired. It'll be nice to get back to be in my own bed.
Yeah, get back to your routine.
Yeah, because I was basically working most of the day because I had some customers we had to deal with, but yeah, it's been yeah, thanks Doc and everybody in the chat. Yeah, it's been fun. We've had a great time. So
Yeah.
It's been a treat, and then we got a couple of things coming up with Jay, because we're going to be doing some stuff, and I'll be able to see Lex at some point in Dallas, because when the Dallas meetup gets set up, I'm gonna make
fun.
I'm gonna make a chance to get there. And
we'll get you some good Texas barbecue.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I barbecued because Jay and Drunk 3PO and Ryan came over to my place the other day, and I barbecued for them. So and Ryan, of course, Ryan, he was saying, it's been a crazy week, but you know what? It was a great day. Cole Hauser cooked. We had some burgers, we had some steak, we had some chicken, we had some beer. So we had a good day.
And Canadian barbecue.
And well, it was Florida barbecue, but it was good.
Well, I mean, you made it. So did you make it like how we have here, or did you make it?
Oh yeah, I make it how we made it how we have here. So it was fun. So we had a good time. So yeah, and like I said, MegaCon was great. I didn't buy much because they didn't have much for my stuff I was looking for, but it all worked out.
Well, it'd be stuff you'd have to haul back with you anyway. So
yeah,
well, or ship it.
That's true.
Well,
there's that.
I got a UPS. Yeah. Oh yeah. I could have like if I was gonna buy a ton of stuff, I would just ship it. So, but no, this has been great. Hopefully, we'll do our next movie stream soon.
Yeah, we'll coordinate. We'll figure something out.
I'll get told what movie I need to watch for the first time.
Well, I want to do those movies I suggested. We need to do
those raunchy comedy, not
those
raunchy,
offensive
but
comedies
offensive comedy. That's
of the 80s.
Offensive comedy of the 80s.
That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah. Well, it's just going back to what we don't have now. So.
No.
So, but yeah, I just want to say to the chat, thanks for joining. This has been fun.
Thank you.
And don't worry, Draken, you can always watch the replay. And Sin, what do you have going on next?
I've been putting up some movie reviews. My most recent one was for They Will Kill You, which I wasn't crazy about. And then I'm going to be on a live stream on Tuesday to talk about the Regal Mystery Movie Monday.
Cool.
So that's the immediate stuff coming up.
And Lex?
You can come watch people make a bunch of gay jokes about me on Multi-Show tomorrow.
You know
you
what's going to
can
happen.
have the same experience, but in a less vulgar way on Monday on Isaac's show. And hold on, now I'm starting to notice a pattern here. Wait a second.
Why do you do this to yourself?
I don't.
You continue to go back for more.
Stockholm syndrome is real. And then you can see me harass people about theology on Twitter, and I don't know, Cole Hauser, and I'll probably do something Star Wars related at some point.
Yep, we'll be doing that. But I do want to do. I want to do a watch review of Az's review on Karen, because when you just need a laugh, that's the thing to watch.
Yeah, I need to check that out sometime.
Yeah, you'll like Sin. Just go watch the first 5 minutes of it, and then you'll.
I believe you, because the little I saw of the movie was bad enough, so I will definitely get a kick out of someone just roasting it.
Just watch the first 5 minutes, and
it's like watching the whole thing.
Yeah, you're just gonna go down a rabbit hole, because all Az is doing is just laughing, and literally he can't control himself.
Yeah, I believe you. Oh my gosh, the little that I saw made me think it was like some sort of comedy parody or something. No, they were serious.
Yeah. I love Az how he says racist. He's the racisms. And then he'll just say, "Oh, so that's what really he does? He's a community organizer, but he's smoking pot in his car. That's racist." It's just the way he does. And I told him a couple weeks ago. I said, "Can you just do a re-review of it?" And he looked and he went, "Oh my goodness, that was like 5 years ago."
Yeah, it was a while back.
I said, "Still, it's the funniest thing you'll ever see."
It is pretty funny. He's I don't know if he's trying to hold it together or not, because it's just I don't think he can. I don't think he can help himself. It's nice that movie that is so bad had such a gave us another
great
work of
content,
art.
right? Yeah. So yes, Draken, I do, and so does Lex. You can find us with the same, like I'm there, Sin's Corner, and the same logo is what I have on my YouTube, and Lex's as well. Lex Ludendi.
Yes.
Say that right?
Yes, you did, Ludendi. I get very annoyed because Mo Zamboni and his whole crowd consistently get it wrong. It started as a joke. It is no longer a joke. Now it's on purpose.
What do they call you?
Oh, it depends. Anything other than that.
Okay.
Oh, and somebody did ask when I'm doing another Transformers stream. It will probably be in the next week or so. I'm just, like I said, I've been away for about a month. I'll be back, and I'll be getting back into doing my video games and doing the Star Wars and doing streams with Sin and Lex. So, and then back to Transformers. So that will be in the probably next week. So, because I still have a ton of stuff. I'm hoping some stuff that, like I said, that I ordered will be there. So, yeah. But yeah, everyone, thanks for watching. This has been fun, and I will see you when I'm back in Canada.
Safe travels.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.